Bang bang. So, oh man, I hope I don't get sued for that. Sorry, Pomp, don't sue me. I don't have enough money. But anyway, what's up, fellas? Looks like we're definitely live now. I can never really tell when I'm going live with OBS versus YouTube. So, what's up, fellas? Thanks for coming here. Let's see who we got. Not sure if Lucas is still here, but he dropped something earlier. We got Jeremy Tony says, been waiting. That's what I'm talking about, boy. What's up? Johnny says, watch out, Edward? What's up, bro? How are you, man? Let me put my armrest down here so I have somewhere to rest my arms. Hope you're doing all right, Mr. Johnny. Thanks for coming again. Pius says, hi. What's up, Pius? I'm sorry. I know I've been busy, bro, but I'll get with you after the stream in the Discord so we can work on your indicator. I did actually take a look at it, but I wasn't sure what values you wanted to use. But yeah, we can plug in after this live stream. So what's up, fellas? What do I got behind me here? Got some Bitcoin. We are going to be trading Bitcoin today. Sorry if I sound a little nasally, congested. I might have to blow my nose off screen just a few times. I'll try not to. If I'm coughing, I'm sorry. Coming over a little bit of an illness I had earlier this week. But, you know, the show must go on. So, that is what we're going to do, guys. We're going to get you guys a good show. So, I'm going to start out by taking a look. Let me go ahead and turn that off. I'm going to start out by taking a look at BTC on the bigger picture. We got Bitcoin behind me right here. So anytime, any point you guys have questions or whatever, I'm basically just going to be thinking out loud, showing you how I'll get ready to trade the markets and see if I can see an opportunity in Bitcoin, of course, because that's where I like to look first. It's a pretty safe asset to be trading, although we will be using futures. So in any case, there's going to be an association with a risk of liquidation if you're using futures. If you're trading spot, I suggest you be involved in trading currencies you don't mind hanging on to for a long time if your idea goes against you. Now, I still recommend a stop loss, but it's not as important as if you're trading on futures. You definitely need a stop loss. And we're going to be trading on futures today, so there is a risk of losing some money, guys. And you don't have to take any of these trades with me. I'm not trying to give anyone financial advice. I'm just trying to take a look at Bitcoin, show you how I look at the maps or how I look at the charts, what I'm thinking about, kind of how I'll give myself a direction for the days coming ahead or the days that might, that I'm going to be interested in trading, and give myself a little projection for the short term and the long term. Now, by long term, I don't mean few months. I mean like over the next week. And based upon what the trend might be doing and what it is doing right now, you have to play off those reactions. So you don't want to just immediately get zoomed in on the 1 minute chart and then start blowing all your money on those trend lines that aren't really valid for a long time. But you do kind of want to end up there. So I'm going to try and take a couple scalps today. Usually I like to take them about 15 minutes a piece. So I'm going to try and do some TA to do 2 scalps, and then if I can set up for another trade as well, I'm going to try and take that trade. Now the third trade that I'm going to be taking might not be a scalp. I might see that it plays over a couple hours. I might not take a third trade. But I'm going to try and squeeze 2 trades in for you guys. I hope that I can find something. I don't want to force anything. So let me just rephrase that actually and say we're going to try and find 2 scalp trades today. So I'm going to try and take some trades here that will result in wins. I'm not just going to try and take some trades just to take trades. We're not doing any strategy testing. We're not doing any of that nonsense. I'm just going to be looking at the markets how I like to look at them. And we're going to go ahead and trade. So, that being said, guys, we're going to take a look at, let me come back and check your comments, and then we'll take a look at BTC. So, Johnny says, you still have the stash. Yep. And Jeremy, I was not late, bro. I started the stream at 1:01. Come on, man. Let me get that back in my pocket. I don't even want to see my phone, how it's going. Hey, Moitmello says, greetings. Jeremy says, scared money don't make money. That's right, boy. If y'all want to trade with me, you're more than welcome to. So, I'm putting myself over in the corner now. And let's get started. Let's talk about what I have here on my chart. Let me turn that off. Actually, I don't like using the SMA on here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and take a look at the daily chart really quick. And we're just going to look at the candlesticks before I actually talk about these indicators here. Well, really quick before I put them away, let me show you what all it is I usually trade with. So I've got this visual assistance right here, something I've been working on. And that's something also I've been working on. So this is usually what I'll trade with. The EMA crosses are what I have over my candlesticks, and I like to use them as a sort of dynamic support of resistance. If you don't know what the EMAs are, you can check out some of my other videos. I explain it in very great detail how to use EMAs, how to do multiple time frame analysis. Everything I'm doing today, I've already explained in a video. So if you want to learn exactly what I'm doing precisely, then you can go check out those videos. I'm not going to explain what every indicator means to a T. Now, I like to use the RSI as well, the MACD, and the ADX. These are my flat out favorite indicators. Pretty much use them all the time whenever I'm trading. So, excuse me guys, I'm going to mute the mic so I can sniffle. Yeah, I don't want to, I got tissues right here, but I don't want to, it was kind of gross, so I didn't want you guys to hear that. Sorry, like I said, I'm getting over a little bit of an illness. So now I'm going to go ahead and turn off my indicators. I will just go ahead and leave my EMA lines on there because it doesn't really bother me. I like them and I like to use them in my analysis. So I'm going to be looking at them while I'm charting my market structure. And I'm just going to do, I'm not going to, neglect the market structure, but I'm going to do it really quickly without exactly explaining everything I'm considering. So just gonna go ahead and get all my zones up and all that woohoo, and actually I don't want to use that. I'll use this little box. Where's my box? Okay, we'll go in here. So I'm making a little zone for myself. It's a pretty solid little zone based off these wicks. Let's see if I can catch the ends of those wicks. Yeah, I pretty much did. So maybe I can drag this a little bit lower just to capture those. Probably fix that on the 4H time frame. Yeah, but that looks alright, and it's pretty much all the active. I don't need to go back and do any of that. This is pretty much all the active structure we're looking at right here. I'll point this in just so I can see where's my dealio. Okay, there's the point I was missing. Alright. So this is pretty much, this is broken, and this is also broken, but I'm just going to put them out here so I can see where they are. Is my mic unmuted again? Cool. Dude, I recorded a 20-minute video earlier, and my mic was muted, so it's pretty upsetting. I recorded the whole thing, and then I went back into DaVinci to edit it, and then I was like, well, where's the audio? And I was trying to find it, and then I looked at my microphone, and the little light was still blinking because it was muted. I was like, wasted 20 minutes for sure. Down the drain. Alright, so right here, I'm going to connect these points because it looks like we could use them very soon. So this is a projection from 2 downtrending points. And actually, we could try and put a third one from right here and see how they touch. So let me see how that turns out real quick. Shoot. So there we go. Yeah, that's not bad. Okay, so from one line I'm using here, I got these 2 points connected. And let me move this out of the way real quick. So from one line I've got here, these 2 points connected. We can see that was a rejection. One broke out, but the next one broke in. Excuse me, guys. I'm gonna cough. I'm sorry. Excuse me, guys. So sorry. If you're just jumping on the stream, I'm coming over an illness, so please excuse my coughing or sniffling in the video. Now, what we see here is this was a attempted breakover, and then the obviously bearish engulfing candlestick brings it back into the downtrend and below the previous market structure. So broke out of there. I'm gonna go ahead and leave that line because it comes from these 2 points, and we do have some pretty clean rejection. I think G-Man might have pointed out this looks like the line he was using, and that's probably where he got the values from. And I'm going to turn on that other one here because that is from these 2 points. So now if I move that one, we see another layer of potential upcoming resistance. And those both could play into my trading even today. So I'm going to go ahead and turn that into a line because that is a larger trend, downtrend. Larger structure downtrend. So it has a lot more weight to it than these little ones right here. These could be areas of resistance. But, good goodness. Excuse me guys, let me just get a drink of water real quick. I'll check your comments out too while I'm doing that. Hey, I see G-Man in the house. What's up, bro? Classic Whale. Classic Whale says, what do I think about RSR? I mean, I'll write it down, but I've never heard of it. If it's a crypto or something, we can take a look at it, but I've never heard of it. So let me understand where I'm at with Bitcoin real quick. Alright, so now I got those 2 lines chopped up real quick, and I just wanted to be explicit about why I had them that way. I'm going to go ahead and carry on with the validity of these daily trends, which there's not much more to run into. So looking like this is the wedge I'm playing in. have a nice little wedge to play in today. So I'll check out the 4 hour real quick and see how those points look. It could get cleaned up just a tad. There we go. It's a bit better. Yeah, so that's also active. I'll make that full because it hasn't been breached once. So that's a pretty active layer of resistance coming up. And then this point needs a little cleaning from that value to, dang, how far did I drag it down? All right there. Yeah, so that's pretty clean rejection right there. Got that failed out right there and failed out right there. But now it's bringing price into a really nice little wedge. So let me pull in here. See, price broke out of this nice little wedge. Oh, looked over too far. Okay, so price, she's coming out of here, and it doesn't look like I'll play on this one unless it breaks out from into the bottom. Then I could possibly fall into something there, but it seems at this point pretty much seems like it's going into a downtrend. So if we were bouncing around in here even just a little bit further, I would have said, okay, let's see how that plays. But that obviously got rejected once. We were looking here for support, but now that's been rejected. So maybe when I turn on my RSI, if I can see some divergence here, might prompt me to try and long back into this area. But more than likely, we could come down and touch this support point, which has been used very, very recently. So it wouldn't be too far-fetched to expect price to come back down into that trend line, which is about 2%. We can go 1.8% if we want to cut ourselves shy. So that would actually, let's see how long that 3 bar has left too. So that's like an hour and 47 minutes left, but it probably wouldn't dip into that next one, into this bar. But yeah, based off this bar, if it did turn into a 3 bar play, yeah, that could shoot into that range. Could shoot into that range there. So we'll need to check it out. And then right here, I can see some different wicks. So I'll need to connect these just for another little zone here. I'll drag it down a bit more. And this is actually active as well. I don't want to color it so bright as my other ones. Yeah, like that. So I'll just turn the visibility down a bit, make it kind of match that dotted line. And there we go. I know this is going to be a 4H line, so you can code yours however you like whenever you're getting down, but it's kind of how I do mine. Yeah, I'm just making sure that where that was coming from again. So now I can see a pretty tight little range coming to life here, and obviously, I mean, I've got how many 4-hour candlesticks in here. So there's a good day worth of scalping right around here. We can start to see our range coming to life. Now, for the other altcoins I look at, I'm probably not going to do this. I'm just walking you through the official process of what you should be doing, but I kind of have a clue of some things that I want to trade already, so I'm going to take a look at some of the other assets on my watch list if I can't find any good moments on BTC. So it always gets a little bit challenging whenever you come into the smaller time frames. That's when the pressure starts to be applied. So naturally what I would like to see here is some type of bounce upwards into this rejection point. So if you want a counter trend trade, you can probably trade into that region, but I would like to try and trade with the trend here. So even now I'm on the 1 hour, and I can see there was this uptrend attempt, and that was pretty nice flagging. That was really good for surfing. That was good price action right there. And here we can see maybe if you just turn the screen upside down, it's kind of doing like the exact same thing in the opposite direction. So would like to see if I can get in on one of these rallies. Now, of course, if this floor breaks, I'm totally going to miss that entry back down to the bottom, because it looks like price is wedging here a little bit as well. And that could be considered a bearish flag, which might pop to the downside. But right now, these EMAs are pretty spread apart, and they can trend for a long time bouncing off the 9 EMA. But as we can see here, there was that short-term flip. Then we got it attempted to come over that 200 support line, right? So at first this was an uptrend pullback, and then become a reversal. So we actually are seeing our 50, which is this blue line right here, cross our 200 right now, and it's only on the 1 hour time frame. So historically, the 1 hour 5200 Crosses are not anything to place a bunch of money on, but we can see that that is indicative of a downtrend. So what we'll like to see here is some type of pullback move, and that will probably take more than what we have on stream today. I'm not putting a time limit on this stream today. I'm just going to try and find 2 scalps. So let me break in a little bit closer and see if I can do something with what's happening right here. That might just break down. So I'm going to jump into, we'll take a look at 15 minutes real quick. Don't want to skip it. So there was a nice little uptrend here. Price broke out of this uptrend. Now we can start to see very recent price action and trends. So that was, excuse me, I'm gonna have to cough here. Coughing on my dog. Sorry, bub. He likes to lay so close to me. Yeah, so that wasn't exactly perfect. No, that's not gonna work. So we had some type of funky little channel coming along here. But either way, that's been broken. Looks like there was another floor right here too. So that was probably the inner line. I'm not going to chop it up too heavy there. But yeah, I'm not going to put that one on the top either. It's a little bit far away from right now. But we'll use those there. And price already spilled out of that nice little wedge right there. So we can see there was a wedge here. Somewhere along these lines. Yeah, we'll call it from here because I don't like to do that kind of style. So there was that wedge. Broke out of here. Going to the downside. So now we're waiting to see. This is not a perfect bear flag on the 15 minutes. It looked pretty gross. Thought it was going to be a little bit better by the time we got to the 15 minutes, but it looks pretty nasty. Here we can see somewhat of a flag as well in this structure. So that would probably be the high points of this structure right here. And I mean, these wicks are very, very bearish right here. These are very bearish wicks. So it looks like price is being rejected from these wicks. So there is this huge movement up where, you know, buyers tried to show support, but then the wicks came back down. So the candle opened right here, traveled all this great distance, and then came back to close right here. So that's quite the distance to have traveled down. And then same here, we see a strong upwards push. So price broke down here, opened down at this point, and then it came up, and then it closed, actually closed lower than it opened. So all that wick shows that people tried to push it up, but it was not. It was sold off. There were more sellers than there were buyers at that moment. It pushed price all the way down. So looking at these candlesticks here, even this green one still, it finally closed higher than it opened. That's why it's green, but still has a lot of rejection. So we'll see how this plays right here. If this is going to break up, I'll try and connect these. I don't normally like to skip wicks, so I'm gonna go ahead and put 2 of these here. One for the inner and then one for the outer range. So if that's gonna shoot up or down out of this wedge, then we're going to want to try and see what happens and be involved in that wedge movement. I'm trying to get that as tight as I can, man. It doesn't look really good. Let me go into a smaller time frame here now. Yeah, so what kind of ranges am I even looking out of this? So that could be a 2% upside back to the 200 EMA. And let me check to see if there's any resistance on here. Oh, I already got them. I just need to pull it up. So I was looking for divergence, but that doesn't exactly look like it. Is it there on the 1 hour at least? Not really. Barely. Barely. I don't know about all that. It's a pretty choppy range. Nice. Let's be interesting to see how it plays. Well, can't really move the RSI. There we go. So my boy G-Man, if G-Man's still here, Professor G-Man in the house, that's my dude. So he tells us to pay attention to RSI structure and breaks as well. Even on the 15 minutes, it looks like it's holding really funny. I don't know if I could trust that. Usually the COD gods. Man, I feel like I'm playing Call of Duty. Usually the crypto gods, when they are watching my live stream, they always make me feel like doo doo. So it's probably what they're gonna do to me again today. Let me just go ahead and see. Okay, so we're playing that real nice now. On the 5-minute time frame, it looks really good. So it looks like we have a short-term crossover here. 9 is struggling to get over the 26 and show us some upwards movement. So this is a 3-bar play that I'd be willing to take. So that could be the entry right there. Let me see if I can just grab it on this long. So if I'm trying to play the 3-bar, I'll need to wait for this middle bar to play out, and then I'll have my stop loss just below the wick. Jump in right now, and then TP equidistant from here. So we'll set TP1 there and try to run it up. 0.27% is really not a lot. Never mind. I didn't see these candlesticks were so small. All right, give me just a little bit to calculate here. I think I'm gonna try and go with the long breakover on this. It's shown quite a bit of rejection. Every single time it gets to that line, it shows rejection. Maybe I should go with the short there. It's a huge bearish engulfing. Yeah. Alright, I'm going to take those off because those are on the 1 hour time frame. Okay, so it looks like the trend's kind of ready to be taken. The ADX is giving me a little bit more confidence right here to jump in the position. Looks like there is not really a trend established, so what we had here was this huge sell-off, and then that is where the ADX is gaining momentum, gaining strength, showing the trend is gaining strength, and then it starts to decline. So it looks like the downtrend was losing strength here. It wasn't as fierce, and now there's not really a lot of momentum here in either direction. So it's going to be very key to watch how these candlesticks perform right here. Can either go long off of this and bet into some of these areas for resistance, or I can say that it's going to be rejected off this point and then shoot back down into some of these ranges. So let me do a little bit of measurements both ways here. I'll play the swing low, or I'll play just before that swing low. Naturally, I would like to see. It's gonna be like a 15-minute move that I'm trying to be involved in for. So I'm trying to guess basically on 3 candlesticks here. I'm trying to see if I can base my entry on this candlestick. In what direction is it gonna go? Because it looks like this wedge is coming to an end here, and I might see that within 35 minutes is quite some time. But I'll put my monies in on it because we'll be on the stream for 35 minutes. So I'll pull this into another window here and monitor it, and then that's where I'm gonna start scouting for my second trade. If you guys want to suggest some altcoins, I think we already had one suggested, so I suppose I'll take a look at that one first, and we'll go from there. But just from right here, right now I'm using the RSI to see if I can find any divergence. So with my mind, I've pretty much determined that it's going to be a downtrend. So I'm gonna see how much of these things concur with my idea that it's a downtrend. So I want to try and find the downtrend entry. So that means I can try and get a entry point right off of this, over this plot line here. Now we can see a couple people have done that, and that's probably what that huge pump over was for. It was getting a lot of people stopped out because they were trying to enter shorts right there. So a lot of people were entering, and then people were gambling on it, which is why I tried to break out, and then more people were entering on their shorts. So that looks like that's the final draw right there. And in the RSIs, but I'm not seeing any divergence really. Looks like everything's going up naturally. Here is some divergence, but that's already played out. It's past my point. So that's probably going to be the bearish entry. I'll try and pull that. Okay. Alright, so. And guys, you want to make sure, I was making sure that I'm on Bybit and I'm trading on Bybit. I got my other screen up here. So if I take that position, I'll bring it down to you. Now, it's kind of tough to short against this type of structure right here. So I'm ready to pull the trigger on it, but I kind of want to see how it plays right here because there's two resistance lines. I'd really like to get in, but then my stop loss would be a little bit upset if I had to go over that swing high. I mean, it's not terrible. It's livable. But then my take profit really, I mean, I don't know if I would be playing any of these right here. If it would break that swing low and create a new one, that would be fantastic. But how likely is that? I'm not too sure. I don't really want to just base this 1-to-1, or that's pretty close to 1-to-1. But that's probably what I'm going to get out of the next 15 minutes. If I wanted to play the 3-bar, I should probably just play that breakover. So let me just see how this looks as well. That'd be super tight. That's an unnecessary stop loss. Yeah, because if I wanted to play the stop loss here, I'd have to be 1% pretty much. Okay. I don't want to have that much of a stop loss. I'd rather play that swing high there. Let me see if I just butt that up right there. I'll take it. Let's see. It's coming. It's coming. Let's see. Oh. Okay. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Wojtamelo says consolidation. Dean Golding says let's go. No need to rush. We can be patient. Bro, this is if I'm gonna take a trade, this is the moment to do it. I mean, we gotta gamble on this outbreak here. This is a pretty nice structure. We don't often find this laying around. This is a pretty good structure to gamble on here. And then let me see. Can we have a look at Johnny? Man, you've been saying that, brother. Yes, I can. We can have a look at LQDR. We can have a look at that, bro. For sure. Degen. Yeah, I'm a little bit of a degen. All right, let me see. Let me see. Let me put my thinking cap on here, guys, just for a sec. Yeah. Okay. Okay. All right. I'm thinking I should go for it. It seems like it's the at this point it would be the least risk involved. Like I said, if I wanted to go down here to this swing low, then I'd have to have a pretty extensive stop loss, almost 1%. Then I'd have to chase at least the 1% take profit, which in this market structure, I don't know if I'd get that, because that is not 1%. Yeah, it's probably gonna blow through my stop loss, but that's about optimal entry. It's right outside of the range. So if there's another pump motion like that, I mean, all these wicks have been swept back down. So let's see what we got. I saw some divergence on the 1 hour for a long. Dean, fact, bro. I like these sessions. Can learn a lot. Man, I don't know if you can learn so much on the 1 minute, but you know, it's a little tricky trying to play. The market structure looks really nice though. This looks like the middle of an uptrend. I would like to wager on it going against that so I can get in for a short. Yeah, come on, like it's gonna cross back down. That would be nice. That'd be really swell. Because here it looks like the EMAs are actually starting to cross over on the 1 minute. But on the 5 minutes, remember when we were looking at that picture, I had pretty much said that I wanted to go short. Yeah, it looks like she's fighting the downtrend. But that's a pretty solid downtrend right there, even on the 5 minutes. So, and that stop loss would be over that dynamic resistance too. So I'll just quit talking about it, pull the trigger. Let me see how it turns out. Man, I always get nervous, especially in front of you guys. I don't want to make the wrong decision in front of you guys. Oh, man. Okay. All right. Okay, so we'll drag this up to 131. All right. I'll be damned if it crosses up right here and finds that support it needs. It's been playing rejection for a little while, so let's hope that this isn't the crossover that's going to kill me. And then let me just make peace with myself. Man, that looks like it's going to pop up now on the 15-minute time frame. Then I come back to it. The 3 bars right there. That's the one I should play. But it hasn't dipped down far enough yet to say I should play that the 3 bar. Because that range is non-existent. Yeah, I'm not. Maybe I could play the swing and just counter myself. Let me take a look at this real quick. 1% stop loss, pretty tough. 1% right there is trying to play almost all the way back to the swing high. Alright. Back that up. Where's that at? Right there. Alright. Okay, so we'll leave that right there yonder. Alright. Pray to God we don't get stopped out of that. Now, Johnny, let me take a look at... someone else said RSR, but Johnny, I remember you've been saying LQDR for like 2 or 3 weeks, and I just haven't had time for it, brother. But we'll go ahead and take a look at it today. Oops. My documents are showing now. Haha. Let me get TradingView back over here. Didn't know I had Google Documents back up there. Alright, so let me cover that up. Just some work stuff anyway. Alright, so now I've duplicated this basically so I can see it over on my other screen. I'm going to monitor it. And then we're going to go to LQDR. Have I ever looked at this before? Is it only on these 2 exchanges? If it is, I'm not really going to be able to trade it, but I'll take a look at it really quick. Whoa, brother, there's like no liquidity on here. Is this right? LQDR? Let me know if this is right, brother. Yeah, let me know if this is right, brother. I'm going to take a look through the comments real quick. So, G-Man says, just pull the trigger, bro. Win or lose. G-Man's right, man. He's got it right. You know, I'll trust the TA. Win or lose, just pull the trigger. And Boy Tamila says, how often do you use trend momentum strategy that you created? I actually have it set to a bot right now for the daily time frame because based off the configurations that I put for the default values, that is what I found to be the most profitable for me on the daily time frame. So I'm running it on BTC, and I'm not really confident on running it on Ethereum yet. I'm looking for a better take profit because you can put take profit and stop loss goals on that script. So you can adjust it literally to whatever you like. And I have a scout bot set up to our Discord, to this Crypto University Discord as well. Right now it's only for the students though. So I'm running it on a bot on the daily time frame, and for Ethereum, I'd like to try and tweak it for a little bit more of a scalper strategy on the 15-minute time frame, because right now the way it's set up on the daily time frame, it won't be involved for deals, you know. If you review the strategy, you'll see that it takes advantage of uptrends and not downtrends. So pretty much whenever there's not a very strong established uptrend on the daily time frame, my bot won't kick on for deals. So it's a lot of downtime. But I think that's the safest way. The default values that are pre-programmed for it, put it on BTC on the daily, and you can run it for a bot that way. If you know how to use 3 commas. That's the way I'm using it. Of course, you can use it manually by, back testing the data and putting whatever take profit and stop loss you'd like to use. So Jeremy says, that's how we learn. Yes, that's how we learned. And G-Man says, if you're going to take the long, take it from 29,450 to the long? 29,450 to 29,400? Or the short? Oh, okay. Enter from that point. Yeah, so probably wait for that pullback along those uptrend lines we were looking at. Okay, and then Johnny says this is the right one. Okay, so bro, it looks like there's no liquidity here at all. Yeah, from a technical standpoint, Johnny, whoa, what you got me looking at here, bro? From a technical standpoint, this is, well, not an asset you want to be invested in. I mean, maybe you can grab a couple of them for $3.20 if it goes all the way back up to its all-time high, which is highly unlikely. You get a nice little payday there. So buy 10 of these for $30, and then sell them all at 13,000. Sell 10 of them later for 13,000 a piece. That's yeah, that'd be good. But I mean, if you had, depending upon, of course, how much you have to blow. This is highly speculative. I wouldn't put hardly anything in this, really, because, it's still a long ways to go down from $3. Sheesh. Brother, man, I don't know who turned you on to this, but that dude. Yeah. This is, hard to speculate on, bro. So, I'm not going to be able to trade this. It's not on Bybit. Looks like there's a pretty nice downtrend here. I mean, just simple. With what I can see, like I said, there's a lot of gaps here, no liquidity, but it looks like there's a downtrend. Not a perfect one, but it's there. So that's pretty much what it's playing until it breaks over. Then you can feel confident for a little bit of longs, but play your resistance points carefully. So don't try and moonboy this. I don't know anything about the backstory of this crypto, but based off technicals, it does not have nearly enough history for anyone to advise this to hold comfortably for anybody. Nope. Like BTC, all day. Shove your pockets with that. This, probably not good, sir. Sorry. But I'm going to keep it real with you. So if anyone else has any altcoin suggestions they want us to take a look at, they want me to take a look at and try to trade, looks like BTC trade's going in my favor now. Might have to close out to, take my win. So let me take a look at that now. Looks like it's dropping down, so that'd be really nice. Okay. Yeah, do you guys have any altcoins you want me to take a look at? Otherwise, I could just go through my list. So something I wanted to take a look at, of course, everybody wants to know about ETH. I could probably trade ETH with some volatility, especially if it's reacting right now the way Bitcoin is. Then we could take Link or Theta or Mana or Matic. Those are all coins that I'm very highly interested in trading. So if no one has any other suggestions, I can get into one of those coins. But I'll give you guys a moment to make a couple suggestions in the comments if you want to. Then we can keep you guys part of the stream as well. So right now on that BTC trade, it's only 0.08 in profits. I wish it would move a little bit further, but volatility's not really there yet. Like I said, hopefully if it breaks out of this wedge, we can get that volatility we need. I really haven't even covered the exchange fees yet. But anyway, what you guys got for me? Any altcoins? ETH! Don't be a hero. Am I supposed to be a hero by trading this? No way. No way am I going to do that. So let me see. Hey, Ronald says, hello, Deadly. What's up, Ronald? How you doing, brother? Good to see you. Johnny says, oh, man, I made a mistake getting involved with this one. Which one? The short? No, the short's doing good. Well, I mean, so far it's above entry at least. Oh, man. And let me see. Boyts Miller says, Luna Part 2. Oof, yeah, that coin we were just looking at, I don't know what that is, man, but it's not exactly a good coin you want to be involved in. Of course, you're welcome, Johnny. I'm sorry. I wish I could have... oh, that's what you meant. You made a mistake getting involved in the coin. Well, just, I mean, if you're already at a loss, I wouldn't say DCA into that any further. I mean, maybe, like I said, if you have 30, 100, like, I don't know what your balance is like, but if you are the average person I'm expecting you to be, you know, like most of us are, maybe drop 30, no more than $100, and pray, right? Don't do anything else. And try to wait to see for that downtrend channel to break before you try and just yeet some money in there. It doesn't look like there's a lot of liquidity. See how much volume is there. It looks like it's only available on one exchange for TradingView, so don't fill the boat with more water trying to save your skin on that one. And Dean says scam coin. Yeah, didn't look too good. ETH. All right, G-Man says ETH, so ETH it is. We're here on ETH. Let me go ahead and yeah, that's nice. So hopefully she breaks this floor right here, and then we can break on that or bet on that. Ooh, she's in a nice zone. Let me get that out of the way. I'm worried about object tree because I don't really have that much on this one. Trying to get this real fine. Looks like I'm not gonna be able to get that fine point that I want. I'm just gonna have to zone this bad boy up. I'll put that outside the zone. That's previous all-time high, yeah. It was 14 something. I can't see it on this chart. Sorry guys, got dish spaghetti here. What was that? Okay, so 14.19. Okay, so that was previous all-time high. We're getting really close to that. We're getting really close to that. If we break this nice little zone right here, we're probably going to be slamming. Ooh, the AC just turned on. It's a little bit too loud. I think it's a little bit too loud. I'm just going to go. I'll be right back. I'm just going to turn off the AC. Be right back, fellas. Let me see. I don't have a note for that. I'll be right back. Give me one moment. One moment, fellas. I'm not going very far at all. Alright, I'm back. Yeah, so if we break that little zone we got right here, little zoney zone, maybe break past that wig, we could probably see a touch to that wig, but we break that little zoney zone, it's see you later. It's downtown for Ethereum, which is crazy, man. No one ever thought we'd be going back there. Here we had all this hype about, you know, Ethereum, everything's going to the moon. We did it. And now here we are, back to square one almost. Okay, so everyone learned some harsh lessons there. Everyone learned that we need to take some profits along the way. I learned it. If you didn't learn it personally, just take it from me. Take profits. Take profits when you get a chance, my fellas. So if I connect these two lines right here, I'm going to get this immediate downtrend line, and that's way outside of current price action, so I'm going to have to zoom in a little bit. But that is a very active line, so let me just turn the transparency up on that. I'll get the same thing if I do this here. Now, this is going to take a long... Excuse me, guys. Excuse me. Oh, I have to do something nasty because, as I've stated earlier, I'm coming over an illness. Give me one sec. Alright, never mind. Okay, so it looks like Bitcoin trade is coming right about back to entry now. So we are right about at entry. Still keeping an eye on it there. And here for Ethereum, like I said, we have those overlying trends right there. So those are both pretty far out of the scope of today's price action. Now I can definitely see it looks like we got a little bear flag action here. Man, that kind of looks like a downtrend channel. Looks pretty good. Not perfect, but shoosh, yeah, no, it's not perfect. It's a little wedge of some sort. A little wedgy wedge. So we got a little wedge coming. I'll clean that up on the 4H. Yeah, so that's what we're playing. That's really nice. That's a good structure right there. And there was a swing low that became a swing high. So we'll just map that out real quick. And I'll turn it down just a little bit. Well, that didn't help too much. That almost looks the damn same. Oops. Oh, my Lanta. Okay. That's a pretty notable point right there as well. I don't want to layer it up that bad. Okay, so it looks like, yeah, my mic's unmuted. Okay, so it looks like, I could put a couple more of those here and here for swing low. I'll do it. I don't want to chop it up so terribly to where it looks like something you can't really understand. But these are the swing low values from here and here. I'll move that down just a little bit. Looks like it missed. And I could go right here and hover over the candle and get the exact value. But I'm not going to do that. I'll just come closer to it and bring it up. Well, now that I see, that's actually that line from that value. So that was a divergence. I'll leave that out. So there, we'll use that as a swing low. Glad I went in closer to see that. Oh, but if you want to check out the close price of a candle, you just go right here. If I wanted to use that wick back there, but let's just say, I'll just do it with this one. So right here we have the low price, 21550. You see the L? That's the low price. If we put it over this candlestick, we see 21550. Then we can come right here and go to the coordinates and go 21550, and we can get it very perfect. So now we know that's oh man, am I tripping? Did I type in the wrong thing? Oh yeah, I put it way up there. Oh my bad. I put 21550. It's 2155. 2155. There we go. I put 21550. That's not right. So there we go. Now it'll make it perfect, and that's exactly where your low price was. So you know that was your swing low value. You can do that with any candlestick you like. I just don't do it on the stream to save time. But usually if you look into like my object tree or whatever, that's the values are precise. So that you should do it like that on your chart as well. It should be very precise where you get your values from. So now that we're on the, we got this all mapped out on the 1D. It's going to the 4H. Let me take a look at Bitcoin. Rejection City. So now we finally got 12 cents profit. Took the trade with $198 at 15x. So the balance, I'm trading with leverage out to $2,981. So we'll just take a quick peek at that, and then I'll go on with Ethereum. Now we're gonna just want to at least, if it goes back towards the entry price, we're gonna try and want to manage that, because I've already been in this trade well over 15 minutes. I ran out of sand. So now that I'm looking at it and rethinking it again, here we can see. Oops. Yeah, so here we can see that was the entry point, and that was 15 minutes ago. So I'll flip my timer, my sand timer again, looking at it again. Looks like now price is testing this support line here. So if it finds support and breaks over, then we're just going to need to get out of this position, because I bet the wrong way. So that was probably about the level G-Man was saying to enter long, 29450. Yeah, 29400. That's pretty close. Didn't quite fill at 29450. So yeah, that would be where G-Man's bounce is expecting from. So I need to be careful now. That way I can make sure, if it goes back into this direction, like I said, I've already been in this trade for over 15 minutes, so that's not a scalp anymore. I'm really betting on one of these type of moves right here. So I'm waiting to see whenever I can get one of these flash movements on this candlestick. As soon as it pokes out below that range, I don't know if it's going to keep continuing down or not, but as soon as it pokes out below that range, I'm going to close it. I don't want to be involved anymore because it's already above entry. So stop loss is going to be adjusted now automatically to entry. So let me just make sure on that. So if price shoots back up and we see that move up to the upside, then I don't want to be involved in that position anymore. So I had it initially outside of that range, so I would miss that movement on the first catch of the stop loss. And now that it's in the position, I want to just go ahead and make sure, like I said, stop loss is set to at least entry. All I've wasted here is time. Cover exchange fees. Try to cover exchange fees. In this scenario right now, I can't with the volatility. So it's just going to be back to entry. Because, like I said, I'm scared of these type of wick movements. I want to catch the wicks, that blow off wick movement to the downside. So I'll keep a close eye on this and be ready to make a move on it. So now we're going back to Ethereum here. Let me just clean up these lines. I've drew them on the daily, but they actually don't need too much work there. I'm going to leave these connected because it does connect 3 points. Now normally I would also If I was by myself, I would connect up like that to give myself another layer and range, but I'm not going to chop it up too hard right here in front of you guys. I'm going to take a water break, but I'm not leaving. I'm going to read you guys' comments as well, see where I'm at with that. Ben Golding says AVAX. We can take a look at, oh, and we got SLP. Nice. SLP is a good one. Let me put AVAX and SLP on here. Okay, we'll take a look at those. Boy Tamila says, I think it would be great to have long term. Oh, what is that? What is that to be? What do you think would be great to have long term, bro? I'm scared in this consolidation. Yeah, man. You know it's hard to trade. It's hard to trade, but it's definitely there. There are options and there are things to trade. You just gotta be willing to wager and smart enough to analyze which way you're gonna wager. So, you know, during the TA, like you saw us right there on that Bitcoin wedge. Just because we did the TA doesn't mean we have the answer. In this case, we're betting on a wedge, so it could pretty much go up or down. A better option to trade in is like a channel or something. I love trading in channels, and I love trading divergence. We just didn't have any of that available. Let me go ahead and check to see if we do have ETH divergence here, and we don't, so that's a bummer. So, yeah, that's a bummer. No divergence on the 4H. Cover that back up. And the points look pretty good. I'll try and fix this one up a bit. Bring it up higher to that wick, so it's pretty fine touch there. And bring this one down just a tad. I can't find it. Alright, let me see how it looks on the 1H. Drop into my 1H. Alright, so yep, pretty clean there, pretty clean. So this is a nice little downtrend channel we have. Outside of these ranges that we also found that horizontal support and resistance range. So we need to check to see how this is going to be treated right here. Then try to find an entry for a long on Ethereum. So I would like to say, man, we can try and take a really good long on this. So the next swing low would be right here. If it respects the wedge, we can get an entry for the long. Is it barely missing that value? So let me just try and bring it up a hair. Okay, we'll leave that there. Okay, so an ideal entry would be in this range right here. Excuse me, guys. I think I'm gonna have to cough. Yep. I don't have any cough drops, Jeremy. I didn't get any cough drops, bro. Sorry. I had to get this Vicks. Oh no, no name brands. I didn't say that. Can't say any name brands, or I'm gonna get copyright infringements. So anyway, moving forward, we had this little stomp, and this was a bearish pennant right here. Actually, this is a very nice example of a bearish pennant. That is so clean. Yeah. So like, price goes bloop, and then a little consolidation, and boop. So it'd be tough to call that a bear flag at this point. Probably gonna be a little singing, dancing, going left to the right here, and before we can see another explosive move. Now I'm gonna check to see if there's any divergence on the 1 hour time frame. And looks like there is. So money shot. We could put a really nice stop loss in right here. We could do a nice trade on this. Let me check and make sure I'm not getting my ass ate out on Bitcoin right now. So there's that downside wick. I hope still above entry. It's fighting. It looks like she's trying to pump up. 43 seconds left on that 5-minute candlestick. Okay, yeah, but here on Ethereum, let me make sure I'm not losing my mind here. So here on Ethereum, looks like we could do a really nice long position. Just based off the fact that the swing low is right here. Now we have divergence. I love to bet on divergence, so I'll show you how I will bet on divergence. And this is not financial advice. I'm a little bit more confident in this position based off the signal I'm taking, which is a divergence. But anything can happen. This could obviously this is a downtrend, and it could spill down. This little bearish flag spills down to the downside there. That could very easily happen. This looks like it has been gaining momentum on the downtrend, so I'm taking a counter trend trade, and there is more risk associated with that. But that being said, let me just go ahead here and show you how I'm going to play this and why I'm going to play it this way. So I'm taking this entry off the divergence, and I'm seeing that the entry right now, I can get a pretty, if I saw that divergence up here and I was already this far ahead, I mean, look at that stop loss. That's just upsetting. Right here, you can see this is a really nice stop loss. This is affordable. I can afford a 1% loss on this. I'll just adjust how I'm going to put the leverage on the trade. Let me take another look at Bitcoin. And so here we can see Now, we can't really expect this to go back into this range. There might be some type of upward movements, and then based off this divergence, we really can see that there's about 1 day, 16 hours for this trade. So based off of where the divergence has already happened, we're going to measure that out. We see it's right here about June 4th, 2300, my time. So let me just draw that there. I think that's about right. Okay, so June 4th, 2300. That's about where we're expecting the divergence to be over. Now, it actually could pump through these targets, so we'll set up a couple TPs here. Obviously, we're going to have one before this swing high, so that would be the immediate swing high. We'll take one before that. Let's meet our risk to reward ratio at 1%. So we'll drag TP1 up to 1%. So we at least have 1-to-1 on the first TP, and that is very livable. So we'll put that right there. Okay, so that is going to be TP1. I'll make this green now. We'll color it, text it, because I'm just going to start cloning it. TP. Okay, whoops. Okay, so now I'm going to clone it all the way up. Let me actually, gross, text to the right. There we go. Now I'll start cloning it. Make sure I'm not getting, BTC struggling. Right back at my entry. Don't poke below, please. Don't poke below the entry price, because then I'm going to need to get out. It's right above entry. Okay, so then we have TP2. I'll put it right at that swing high, so that's pretty good. And it's just below that swing low there. So, man, honestly, price could interject in that. We'll try and make sure that we walk away with something. We'll set TP1 below that. And then we'll come here. We'll leave that as it is, testing this range here, because that makes more sense. Then I will try to put this up. Yeah, we'll set it at this value here, right below, right at that point. So then we can have a pretty nice TP here. So remember, these are additional take profits. So if your trade comes this far into profits and it doesn't reach this, if it comes up here, because we're probably not going to be on stream together if you want to take this trade with me as it unfolds. So if it comes up here and then comes down, right, don't wait for it to come all the way back here to take your profits, man. If it's not touching that, let's do something about it. But it could, it could keep pumping up through into this region. So that's just why we're giving ourselves extra layers. So maybe if you want to take, and we'll play that wick right there. So maybe if you want to be like, all right, I'll take 10% out here, and then I'll try and chase it up to this level, and so forth and so forth. I need to get in before it gets further away and upsets my risk. So let me jump in on that real quick. It's USDT. So I'm gonna make that trade real quick. And Bitcoin trades right back at entry. I've still got a little bit of sand in the timer at this point, but this is my second batch of sand. So I'm ready to close out already. It's already back to entry. And I'm not even covering exchange fees at this point. It's right at entry level. So, come on, man. But yeah, let me jump on that E-Trade real quick. Trying to get in there. Set up that long. Why do I have 50X on there? Alright, we're not going to use 50X. You're not going to make a fool out of me. Let me go ahead and take a cool 5X leverage with this. Now, if you wanted to avoid liquidation, you wouldn't want to use more than 20% of your account at 5X. So I'm just going to go ahead and use, let me see, I'll put 3K on it. Same way I took the other trade, but now except I'm using 5X. So it's going to be using probably like, I don't know, 60 some odd dollars for base, 60 to 70 some odd dollars for base, pre-leverage. So we're trading with as if we're taking this trade with $3,000. So if we were to lose 1% on $3,000, then that's going to look at a $30 loss. And if we're going to take, let me see. So we'll be incremental about how we're taking these out, and I can set that up with 3 commas all at the same time. But I just need to jump in right now and get the entry locked. So that's what we'll do. And then I'll edit it because, like I said, I don't want to get the entry in before it upsets my risk to reward anymore. Did that just turn a new hour? It sure did turn a new hour. Oh boy, so probably this hour we see Bitcoin pump. Okay. Yeah, so let me move that over now and set up, where's that? entry 4935. Okay. Yeah, so my delayed entry offset the risk reward ratio a little bit. Let me just go ahead and put those components in now. Yeah, so damn it, my Bitcoin trade's broken above entry. So that one's a dub. 3 commas already stopped it out. Okay, so I mean that one's an L. We got out right back at entry. It looks like it's about to pump. I'm not gonna be involved in that type of L if it does. And I already put 3 commas to take me out right at entry, so that was the decision that was made. Now I'm adjusting my ETH trade really quick to give it those take profit goals. So I have right here, I can see this value, 1758 for TP1. 1758. So that's cool. I'll take 10%, and I'm doing this on 3 commas. So 3 commas has the ability to do multiple take profits at the same time. Wow, I love 3 commas. So I'm putting right there that one, and then I'll add take profit. I'll remove 10% of this position out at that point, and then right here, I'll see, just so that my automated tool can keep up with everything. I'll go and let's do 5%, and I'll keep it 10% there. So as price comes up now, if these take profits are being achieved and I'm not at the computer, 3 commas is going to automatically adjust the stop loss along each take profit goal. I could set it to follow, so it would stay 1.21% behind current market price. So if price moves up and then retraces that 1.21%, it'll get stopped out. Or we can set it to adjust to every take profit level. So we'll actually use both. That way it follows up, because I do have quite the distance here. So if it's following up here and it doesn't quite make it but turns back around, still capture some profits. But on the flip side, if it comes back down and this is still below here, at these other TP goals, it will then sell everything out. So just because you're taking 10% here and here, doesn't mean you wait for it to go into a stop loss and take a loss on everything else. It means you close out when price retraces to those levels. So we're going to add that in there. And then right here I've got 1775. I'll go 1776 because that is when America got its independence. So 1776, I'm going to add TP2 right there. Then we have, and this is, I don't know, man, this is highly unlikely. I don't see ETH coming back up to 1829, even on a rebound. I mean, we got this right here we didn't even look at, like even on a rebound here. We got that downtrend line, and we got this one. So it's, I mean, not really likely that we're going to see those levels. So that's why I want to be more confident that we take a lot out right there. But it could turn it, you never know. With the length of the divergence play, it could play out to right here. So you never know. It could maybe even run into some of these levels. So that's why we're going to put them. And if they don't get captured, that's all right. We're going to take profits on this anywho. 1829. 1829. Yeah, so right there, I'm just going to go ahead and be like, all right, you know what, no cap. Take out almost all the money right there, because it's probably not going to get any higher. We'll do 70%. I'll do 65%. And then at that last goal there, we will do 1853. Okay, so at 1853, I'll do, can I split that into 7 and 7? Okay, I'll do 7% right there. And then for my last take profit target, we'll just, you know what, yeah, I'll put it all right there, and I'll put trailing at that point. So let me back that to that one. So now we'll just see what all we can use, the trading tools from 3 commas. Put it all in right there, and then I'll use trailing take profit for the last target. And I'll put that by a value of 0.5%. So that means if we do come up here and price reaches all the way up here, blah, 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 does all this, and then comes up and continues to go up, whenever it retraces by a value of 0.5%, so after that first pullback, after it clears this final TP goal, it's going to go ahead and that will be the final TP. So that's just a little bit extra way to squeeze out as much profits as possible, if the trade works in our favor. So then the stop loss, that's easy. I can see that right there, 1728. Hey, I don't think I can get sued for that because that's not all the lyrics, but you should get the reference. So that's really nice. 3 commas actually tells you what kind of, must be less than. Yeah, 3 commas actually tells you now, which is really cool, how much your about to lose, what you could be losing on that trade. So bring it down now here, it's fabulous. Like approximate loss, you know, if it hits that stop loss right there, then whew, that's what we're looking to lose. So not too bad, not too bad. So I'm gonna go ahead and save those changes. And now my smart long is updated. Yeah, so here's that Bitcoin trade I just took. That's the one that we just lost on. I got some other trades active down here, but that's not from today's session. So I'm trying to keep those out of the way. So from today's session so far, we closed that BTC trade. Not a bad idea. It's pumping. There was a small room for profit. It was like maybe 12 cents profit. It didn't really pump down. So I was trying to play a volatility candle on that one. It did not play. Still gonna look for one more scalp, but yeah, look like it's pumping up now. So that's why I didn't really want to be involved in that. See, I was pretty sure that if it found support here, I was trying to play that. My entry was right here, trying to play this downside rejection, and I was watching. And if it broke through these levels, I was gonna be much more confident, you know, and especially able to take profits here because I would have had some type of profits. But as price came right back here, we closed out because I didn't want to be involved in that pump candle. If at any time price goes over your entry, like immediately, if I was in this trade and immediately price came into a stop loss, I'd have to wait for it to try and be profitable to cut my, you know, to try and get out. But at any point, whenever it comes into a profitable region, the initial stop loss you had planned should be removed, and you should try to get in just above entry. That was a really straight line almost. You should try to get in just above entry to try and cover the exchange fees, like I was saying. Because, you know, you're going to have to try, and if it has, like, I don't know, 0.1% buy fee, 0.1% sell fee, then you need at least 0.25% movement, right, to cover those exchange fees. But at any point, even if you can't cover exchange fees, try to get out where it goes back to break even. Because I don't know how this could play out, but I've already literally, when I'm trying to scalp, I try to stay within 15 minutes per scalp. And we try to find movements like those wicks where we want to bet on. So that was a really good place to wager. Just didn't go exactly how we wanted. Nothing too, you know, nothing too terrible. Still going to keep Bitcoin open over here. And I can keep my eye on it. I might be inclined to take a trade on Bitcoin at some point during this presentation. But for the remainder of this presentation, it looks like that's moving forward now. So when TP1 gets hit, let me make sure that is working. Okay, so here we have trailing stop loss. Let me turn that on and move to break even. So now, good thing I wanted to check on that. So now the trailing stop loss that we've already moved up, it's going to follow through. So as price moves in, some of these take profit targets will be able to jump out. I really, really don't want to miss, if that divergence move shoots up, don't want to miss it. But again, we definitely want to move to break even. So the trailing stop loss will move to break even at TP1's achievement. So let me move that back up here now. And so yeah, we got a trade on ETH, G-Man. Looks like it's not going to be a scalp trade though. This is not a scalp trade on ETH here. Let me just put everything into a cute and neat little folder so I can see all this. So let me see right here. I think that's the top trend line. Okay, perfect. And then into there. Okay, group that. Active trade. I see that got capitalized when it shouldn't have, but yeah. Alright, neat. Cool. So there we go, G-Man. We got a trade on it. What's your thoughts on that trade, G-Man? You're going to take something similar, or did you see something similar? I know you were asking because you were probably trying to take a trade and you want to see what my thoughts on it were. So that's our trade for ETH. Now, if we have any other altcoin suggestions, I'll take a look at it to try and scalp. If not, we'll just try and focus on... I don't really want to try and play BTC right now. It's creating some new structure and we can try to play it, but my risk-reward ratio would be off on there. But yeah, if you guys want to give me an altcoin suggestion, I'll catch up with the comments and we'll see if maybe I can trade another alt. Man, ETH was at a good time. See, where I'm comfortable with that ETH trade because, you know, even though I jumped in at market price, if it goes down to the swing low is not that far. So that was pretty good market structure for that trade. Let me see what else we got now over here, guys. So, hey, Caesar's in the house. What's up, bro? Oh yeah, that's right. Dean said AVAX SLP. So let me see. I'll flip a coin and see which one of those I'm gonna look at. But let me catch up with the comments as well. Let me see where we're here. So Caesar's in the house. He says, told my friend about me. He likes the way I explain. Awesome, brother. I'm glad he likes the way I explain. I try to only explain things I know about, so that way I don't sound like a fool when I'm trying to explain them. I don't know why he didn't just join the stream. Hey man, maybe he's got something going on. It's not a big deal, you know? You can always watch the recording. It's not as cool, but you know. And then Boyd's Mellows. Oh, Johnny now. Oh, Skippy there. Says, can you explain where the divergence is on the long ETH trade? Yeah, bro. So right here. I've definitely got my video, brother. How to use the RSI indicator. I talk about that divergence explicitly. Oops, let me get that out of there. But I'll show you really quick, brother, because you're a good guy. So here's a divergence, and basically we can see that in the candlesticks, and we didn't see it on the 4 hour. Remember, if we could see it on multiple time frames, that's where I'm more confident in taking it. We can't see it on the 1 hour. So here we have the swing, the low points in candlestick price action. The low points in candlestick price action, you see a lower low. And here on the RSI, if we connect those points, you know, it's not a very strong upward slope, but it is not a downward slope. So if we connect the low points here or the high points here, you know, we can see here's another divergence right here. But if we're looking back to, you know, this is potentially a hidden bearish divergence as well. But here we can see if we're looking at these points, this is going higher and this is going higher. That's not divergence. Here we can see this not going higher, going down, going down, going down. It's not divergence. So whenever you're looking at the RSI points, and we can see like these two right here, down, these two candlesticks go down, and then these 2 points in the RSI go up. That's a form of divergence. So I didn't paint it with the lines, but I saw it with my eyes, and that's what made me take that move. Mr. Johnny. So Boy Tamela says, is it me or is there resistance levels at 1765 on ETH? Yeah, potentially. I mean, the candlesticks are forming lower highs there, and right here there's a bit of a low, but I wouldn't call it so strong. It's pretty floaty at that point. Honestly. I'm trying to get to. I'm gonna flip that coin for these other alts in just a second. Let me catch up on all the alts. So Ronald says ICP. I'll put ICP on the list, brother, but the coin toss is between AVAX and SLP. And G-Man says, I'm already in as well. My man. Ronald says, you too modest, bro. LOL, take the W. What W? I don't have a W yet. I don't know. Oh, no. It looks like that Bitcoin short will probably work out, too. Should have let the stop loss play out. But I already ran through 2 bottles of sand, so fuck all that. That one worked. And Johnny says, that's great. Cheers, buddy. Yes, sir. I'm glad you think it's great, brother. All right, so now I got my handy-dandy coin right here. You guys ever seen this coin? If you've been in a previous live stream, you've probably seen it. This is my decision-making coin. So if I have a tough time making a decision, I like to use my own brain to think. But if I can't decide on something, like these 2 altcoins right here, I'll just leave it up to, you know, good old destiny to take care of it for us. So we got AVAX for heads is AVAX, and then we got tails SLP. So this is the same coin, tails SLP. Head is AVAX. It's going to go out of the shot, but whatever. We'll see. Tails is SLP. All right, so we're going to look at SLP. I gave it to the coin toss. I'm sorry, guys. There was no... That's what it's meant to be. So we'll put AVAX, and I'll put a star next to AVAX and a star next to ICP. So after we take a look at SLP, if I can't find a trade in SLP, which I don't want to try and rush it, so I'm going to take a look at it. If I can't find one, then I'll do another coin toss for AVAX and ICP. So let me just come up right here. And SLP, USDT. Make sure we are on Bybit. Make sure we're on Bybit. So what do we got? Oh, man. I had a lot of faith in this pump. I really did. I was waiting for that thing for a long time. I was like, yeah, SLP is coming back. Bybit has a lot, does not have a lot of price action history either. It doesn't have it all anyway. So I can't really make complete analysis on this. Do I have SLP on my favorites here? No. Okay, well, I'll use what we got here on Bybit. Let me just take a quick look on Binance so I can see what the rest of that looks like. Yeah, see, so that's where that shit was. I mean, I don't really feel comfortable taking a trade, missing that much price action history, but sheesh. I'll just make do with what we got. We'll do it. We'll do it. All right, so I'll go ahead and see. This is a down. Why'd you pick this? All right, let's see. Let me change that to white. All right, so there we go. That one's not touching there, so I'll make it a little bit more slopey, a little bit more choppy. We got some rough waters ahead, Captain. We got some choppy waters. We got any boaters in here? Any captains? Any fishermen? Any what do you call them? Seamen? So let's take a look and see if this is divergence. And that is a funky kind of divergence, but looks like it is divergence. Well, I don't know. I'd be forcing it. Man, I'm not going to put a lot of confidence in it. It looks like price is butting up against this floor, though. We can see some type of floor being established. Right now, we don't really know how low it's going to go. So I'm not going to say we know where the floor is, but we will just zoom in on this little bear flag we got here. So I'll try and connect this downtrend on the 4H. And looks like Bitcoin's going to abide by that short now. If it breaks down on that line, we'll see. I'll be aggressive. If it breaks down on that line, I'll set up something else. Oh, I still have a paintbrush on that one. Let me see, guys. I'm just doing a little scheming over here real quick on this BTC. Yeah, so I'll try and trade that breakout. That looks reasonable. If it falls down, I'll be a little aggressive for you guys. Yeah, so moving in on the 4H chart here, we could see pretty obvious that was a clean wedge. That was a clean wedge right there. Here we have not perfect downtrend by any means, but let me just go ahead and I'll connect those points. I'm not going to skip them. And then here, see how that looks. Don't really want to use that. I mean, it is. This one's broken. This one's breached, technically. So that would be the retest of that on the outside. Finding a nice little floor here. I'll zoom that over so I know where I could run into it later. And let me see what this looks like, because that looks like there was divergence here and people got in and it didn't really do much. But that wasn't divergence, so no. Now the RSI here is like really spread out while price action has almost come to a halt. So that's pretty scary. Looks like the MACD's gotten a little tightened up as well. This is a pretty scary place to be trading. Now we do have obvious consolidation range here. This really isn't even a flag, bear flag at this point. So here we'll see we could do outer region there and do. Well, that's certainly a point where it's touched. So this is a little bit of an uneasy consolidation range if I was going to be trading it personally. I'm not looking forward to trading this. But here we can see. Yeah, no, that's risky. That's risky, bud. I'd have to try and get in my long somewhere at this point. So that would probably be a good place to enter long, somewhere in this region. And let me check the spread on that real quick. Oh, 10%. That's crazy. I'm not doing this. Sorry. I'm not going to trade SOP. This is a funny one. You could try and trade this consolidation range. So if you wanted to try and trade this, Jeremy, who suggested this, you'll have to try and, I would say, long somewhere between here with your stop loss outside of this range, and then try and take some of these profits back towards the top of the channel. But better yet, try to short from the top of this. So maybe there. And that's probably going to be another 10% spread. 5% is not too bad. So maybe you could find some short entries right here and try to short on the downside and play this consolidation until it breaks one way or the other. So you could set up shorts right here. Your stop loss. Now, if you wanted to play conservative, you can make your entry right here somewhere in this region for a short. and then with your stop loss just over it. Or if you wanted to be, wanted to play those wicks a little harder, that's kind of crazy. I wouldn't suggest that, but that's how you would do that. So on the short side, you do have that huge wick range, which kind of invalidates the smaller range, but you can take shorts from here and then say, oh, okay, well, if it breaks over that, I don't want to be involved in those pumps. And then on the downside, if you wanted to try and trade the longs here, then you're going to do the same thing, basically. You're going to put your stop loss right below here, outside of this range, because here, actually, the wicks have not shown to poke below that. So if price pokes below those wicks, then you're pretty much want to be stopped out of that trade, because price goes to, let me check on my ETH position real quick, and of course right back to entry. God damn it, those tools not really your best friends if you don't get too far past your entry. But we're going to take a look at SLP here and how you'd want to trade this. So now we don't want to have our stop loss above that range. If basically why we have this dotted lines here, we're saying price has entered that region a few times, so it's pretty likely it can't enter there again. So you can do a TP1 here and then set up TP2 at that point. So here will be, we turn that into another TP deal, and we put the little text on the side, TP1. So yeah, we got TP1 there, and then TP2 at the top. So that's how you'll want a long or any consolidation range when you find one like that. Now, what's scary about this one, right, is because we have these huge poke over wicks right here, which is why I have that other line there. So that's another range to be considerate of. If you were longing, you could even use that for TP3. But shorting is a little bit of a different story, because, like I said, it kind of upsets the risk to reward ratio. So you're not really going to be, even though you might be looking at the same consolidation range, you're actually, and this is a bearish market, so I would say naturally the shorts probably would break that range into the downside. But just because of how far the extension on the stop loss would have to be in that scenario, I don't know if I would be taking shorts. I'd probably just be trying to play the long side of it, because the price breaks down below this and I have my stop loss right below it. It's not a big deal. I'm not going to catch the next floor. It's going to stop me out from there, and then I can just try and play those bounces on that like a grid. So, but no, I'm not going to take a trade on this today, brother. Sorry, man. Let me see what it looks like on the 1 minute. Bet you it's got plenty of volatility. Oh, no. Yeah, so there's not really that much volume on the 1 minute, so sorry, mate. There's my TA on it, but we're going to have to pass. Similar to that coin we were talking about the other day. Now, I did have a big old stack of these waiting to fucking sell them out at a large price movement, but I have since decided I'm not going to have a large stack of this laying around for infinity. But I do still have a little small bag, because obviously if it goes from, less than a penny up back even to 4 pennies now, I mean, it's a big payday. That's some pre-Doge type move, pre-hype Doge type movement there. So it'd be pretty nice if we could see SLP do that. Of course, it depends on Axie Infinity not going anywhere. So we'll go ahead and take a look at another. Oh yeah, we'll do the coin now. Let me come back and check you guys' comments. So here we can see Johnny. Where are we at? Marty as well. Johnny says that's great. Cheers, buddy. Johnny says the hourglass and coin. Yeah. I got him right here on the desk, man. Caesar says, besides BTC, what else can I look at as a beginner? Well, I mean, you can look at any coin you want to, brother. You just have to be sure that the coin you're trading, you have enough confidence that you know the asset well and are capable of playing its ranges confidently. That's what you want to do. You don't want to just be. Now, I've talked about a strategy where, I mean, you look at something that pumps and you go and try and short it. It's a pretty good strategy. You can make a lot of money shorting things that have recently pumped. But you don't want to just be shorting everything because it is pumped, or be trading assets you don't know very well. So you want to do ample amount of TA, do a lot of back testing, or a lot of back studies, and understand, the history of the asset you're working with. I think a lot of people as day traders, or, a lot of people that show up to the space, they're just like, oh, how do I make money now today? Well, you can make money now today if you study and practice a little bit, so that way you can, be more comfortable taking risks. That way you can increase the balance rather than just chip away at your balance. Because a lot of times people they overexpose themselves at the beginning in the hopes they're going to make a lot of money quickly, and really they lose money quickly on their stop losses, and then they try to chase them. So that happens to a lot of people in the very beginning. So I mean, just try not to get involved in super volatile assets. Like something like SLP is not a bad coin to trade per se, but I mean if the coin is moving 3 to 5% within a 15-minute window, that's super volatile. And if you could make a lot of profits in those movements, but if you're not a good or experienced trader, I'm not going to say good because I don't know. I don't think I'm a good trader. But if you're not an experienced trader, then you're not going to be able to profit off of those. You're probably just going to keep getting wrecked. You're going to try to think too fast. Volatility is going to be too much for you. You're not going to be able to handle those types of movements. At least maybe not yet. So try to stick to something that's not very volatile that you know very well. And that would be a good way to summarize that point. And then Johnny says, Solana looks good for a long trade. Damn it, Johnny. I'll put it on the list, but I got the next coin toss already lined up. So then also Cardano for a long. Man, I'm not going to try. I'll be honest with you. These markets are not convincing me. I mean, there's definitely some counter trend trade movements and probably longs available. But don't get over attached to these long trades and don't get married to any of them. That's for sure. Because this market sentiment is not bullish. The larger trend structure is not showing a bullish market. So even if it is the start of the reversal, those longs are still going to have resistance points, and there's a lot of resistance points along the way. So let's go ahead and see what we're looking at next. We looked at I forgot RSR. Okay, we'll do RSR. We'll put RSR in the coin tosses, but I got AVAX and ICP up. Those aren't two terrible coins. I don't know much about ICP or AVAX really, so we'll get heads for AVAX and tails for ICP. Okay, so heads for AVAX, tails for ICP. So I'll just flip it up, and this time whatever it lands on in my hand, I won't flip it this time. I'll just catch it and let it go. So it bounced over to tails. Did you see that? Wow. Okay, so it's on tails. We're looking at ICP. Sorry for the guy who wanted AVAX. Okay. Sorry, my guy. We're doing ICP now. Let me see if ICP's on Bybit really quick. I honestly should have checked that first before the coin toss. I mean, I have to respect the coin toss, but we'll check it out. We'll see. Yeah, ICP's on Bybit. Nice. Alright, so maybe we can trade ICP. Let me go ahead. Yep, that's saved. Go ahead and take a look at ICP, USDT. Okay. Whoopsie daisy. Alright, this is interesting. Yeah, a lot of common market structures right now. Everything looking about like it's falling to the end of nothing. So it's a lot harder to pick the coin that's gonna boom. It's easier to pick one that's gonna short. Man, we should actually do that. I'm gonna plan a stream where we go through pumpers and try and short them. That's gonna be one of the streams this month. Let me write that down before I forget that. Pump stream. So instead of trying to guess on what's going to pump, we're going to go see what pumped and short it. And we'll see how much success we get with that. But anyway, I'll carry on with this right here. Why is that so vibrant? Alright. It's broken over. We have another one here. Valid. Oops. Okay, and let me see if I can clone that. It does not look like it's going to be a perfect channel, but we'll see. Nah. Okay, so it's a pretty nice structure. Timing's a little off. There's a daily time frame for that wedge. I wish I could see that. Something like that on a smaller time frame. Alright, I'm going 4H. That looks about good for me. Looks like it's breaking over another short-term downtrend here too. So maybe this is going to rise up back to the top of that wedge. So we'll see what we can see going on within that. So yeah, here it is, a little baby downtrend. Little baby trend right here. Try and get that to touch some of these points. There we go. A little baby trend. And okay. So we got a high point right here. This was the low point. This is a high point. We have another low right here. That was a clean one. That's a clean one. So here's a really good rejection. We'll go ahead. We'll map that one. So price came into this swing low, then crashed through, tried to pop back above, got rejected by that very same point. This is not perfect. You can see if I move that here, it's not as clean. This is not perfect either, but this is a much better zone than this. If I were to do this with my eyeballs, I mean, that's a small ass zone, so might as well just leave it at that point. I'll leave it there just for your eyeballs, but I don't know. I see things a little bit differently, I guess. I got walls. I got wall hacks for TradingView. But yeah. So those are like a couple zones we can see. On the way up, this one's clean. This doesn't need a zone at all. That's super clean. Does not need a zone at all. And here we have two touches. I'll play that one. And that's probably as far as we're going to get. Screw that up a little bit. Yeah, that's probably as far as we're gonna get here. I don't see me playing. Oh no, what have I done? I don't see me playing that long. Okay. So here are some upside resistance targets. Take profit targets if we're looking to long this. Don't really know if I want to be involved in any price action outside of this wedge, but inside this wedge, obviously we can trade top to bottom. Now, I do have a video coming out on Monday about how to trade downtrend channels. It's pretty similar to a wedge. I'm going to attack every single market structure and make a video about how to trade every single one. It's a little bit different. You have a couple ways that you could play this here. If you wanted to long from the bottom and TP up at the top is one way. You can short from the top and TP at the bottom is the other way. Or you can try to trade now in this type of wedge here that we have. Very possible that price can break to the upside. So in this scenario, if you're trying to short from the top, your stop loss needs to be above this region here, because if it does go up and confirms on the outside, it could probably moonshoot in this case to some of these targets we've identified. You know, of course, there's always other targets as well based off swing high or swing low values and, you know, rejection points. So there's more we can chart above this. Even just for our eyes, I'll just go ahead and put that one because it's bugging me that I don't have it right there, because that's a pretty good one too. So there we go. Now we're just gonna say, all right, these are resistance points if price continues out on this long. And right now, where price is on this market structure, it's not really easy to bet on this. Like I would like to say, remember how we did with that consolidation? We identified a range along the bottom where we were comfortable taking entries. So we would have to do that here as well by making per se another one of these, and we can change it to go like this. If you can't do this without your eyeballs, you know, then you just want to try and find some low points where price has entered and where you wouldn't mind taking a short. That way you can have find places to enter and where your stop loss would be that makes sense. Because if you start getting outside of this range here, you're like, oh well, this doesn't make sense, you know. Oh my god, that is a huge range. What do you guys have me looking at? Why is there so much volatility here? I should have checked the spread first. 22%. Oh my goodness. What am I looking at? Internet Computer Protocol. ICP. Oh my goodness. That is volatility. Yeah, so that my range down here would be way tighter. Jeez, I did not see that spread. Okay, so yeah. 10% is even a great spread, but I would play this very conservatively, and I would try to get in longs only at this point here. So I would try to get my entry as close to this line as possible. And if I missed an entry on that, so I would say, I mean, every time it comes through, it touches that line. So pretty much, let's just try and keep our entry as close to that line as possible. Then if we observe that touch and miss it and start chasing it, so let's just say we're right here. If we haven't spectated it, actually that was a little bit too far, but if we're coming on it like that and we've already seen it break below and we still want to get in, so we missed that fine touch for whatever reason, if we didn't have this chart out and we missed that fine touch, then that upper region is where I'd like, okay, I'm not really gonna, if I've missed it past that point, I'm not really gonna try and take that risk. So that's kind of what I mean by giving myself those upwards and lower upwards ranges too. So you need to make sure these connect. It looks like whenever I get closer, that is not perfect. But oh my goodness, I didn't even check the spread. Let me see what the whole wedge is looking like. That's a 1.5. Wow, that's a lot of spread right there, boy. Who suggested this? Who is trading this? Ronald, you better be careful out there, Ronald. Yeah, I'm not going to be taking any entries along here. If I were taking longs, they'd be along this point. If I was taking shorts, you know, same thing. We're going to be looking at, I'm just going to, for reference, I'll go ahead, clone it, put it up there for you. That was the one that got cloned, right? Yeah, okay, so that was the one that showed up. Move it down, and then we need to, first of all, we need to turn it like this. And then we need to find a region where prices touch multiple times. So I'll call it right there without getting too vicious on this spread. Yeah, without getting too vicious on the spread, because I do not like to have those types of ranges. So that's actually not too bad. That's 3% on the upside. You know, we can live with that. So I'll try to short long in that range and then short from here, you know, like we got it going on. It's like, oh, if it breaks over here, then we're going to be careful for this type of outbreak. Here is the comes up here, you know, plays this little, it's creating like an uptrend channel. So if it plays here, and then ultimately we can try and find an entry, let's say right here, right? So if we try and get the entry right there, and then price actually breaks up and above, let's see, and then confirms this little outbreak or whatever, and then comes up, well, we obviously don't want to be involved in a short. So, you know, that's fine placement. If you put your stop, or if you put your entry anywhere along this point here, I'm trying to grab just this, damn it. Yeah, so if you put this any point along here and then put your stop loss outside of that region, or like I said, if you're trying to be conservative, you can put it a little bit tighter. So as soon as price breaks out, you're out of that. Because there will come a time where price may respect this and come back down into the wedge again. But there will come a time when, gosh darn it, there will come a time when price breaks out of this right here and continues the upward ascent from wherever it started. So when that does occur, this guy who got in around here for his counter trend long is going to have the best position. Same thing if it breaks to the downside, which usually isn't likely in this type of structure, but it can break to the downside and continue down. So the guy who got in on his short and played the channel like it was supposed to be will have got the best opportunity. So, nice. Yeah, that's what we're looking at there, and I'm not going to be trading this. I can't take an entry on this comfortably. Looks like there is some type of little uptrend that's being formed here, but in the larger market structure, I mean, there's just way too much room for error. I'll go ahead and plot that on the short term for you so you can see it. And then there's not really much resistance. Like this is pretty steep. I'm sure if you drop into a couple, like 15-minute, 5-minute, you'll be able to see where that channel is bouncing off of, and maybe trade that to the upside break for a little bit. But you know, overall, I can't really be confident that this price action is going to go much higher than this right here. Because here we have a zone of wicks created, and here was the high of that wick, here's the low. So in this type of wedge, I'm not really too sure. Let me see what this spread's like. Yeah, that's 10%. No way, can't. If you wanted to try and long this, maybe you could try and wait for some pullbacks here to get in long, and then have a conservative stop loss based on one of these swing lows or price falling below that uptrend line. But I mean, there's lots of room for error. As you can see, price has explored that range, and even the larger picture does not paint. It's a nice market structure, but the current market price is not at a place for us to play this market structure. So there's that on ICP. Can't let me drop into 1 minute. I don't know. We'll try and let me see if I can bum rush some volatility today. After everything I just got done saying. Let me see if I can bum rush some volatility. I mean, it's going to be fun for someone who wants to play it. Looks like we do have quite a bit of volume here. It's not stagnant like the other one. Alright, so let's see. Who wants to be aggressive? Sheesh, I don't want to be aggressive. This is already hurting my heart to think about this. That's just some crazy spread. Let me see, like, even from swing high to swing low right now, let's see, breaking my balls type movement. Oh, that's not too bad. Up to 4%. Yeah, someone called me a degen earlier, bro. I'm a degen. I didn't mean to end up this way, man. It's just, I accidentally started looking at the 1 minute candlesticks once upon a time, and you know, kind of got stuck there. I didn't want this life. Just like, oh, I want to see what those like. Oh, so there we got some divergence. Where's that? Is that available on any other time frame? That's not perfect, but it's divergence. But that's probably played out by now. 4 hours and 50 minutes. That's key information right there. Almost lost this. That's some juice right there. Look at me actually considering trading this now. Trying to put on a show. Alright, let me just make that logistical. Alright, before I take any action here, I'm going to come over to you guys' comments, see what y'all got going on for me. See what y'all got posted over here in the South. Man, we could bet on that, fellas. Y'all want to bet on that? We could bet on that. Ah, fuck. Yeah, I've never had leverage on ICP before. That's right. We'll juice that up. Let's go 15x. Not. We'll go 3Gs. It's gonna be a base of like 200 bucks. Like 198 something bucks that we saw earlier. Okay, so what do y'all think, boys? And we might have some ladies in here. Whatever you identify as, man, it's all good to me. Shit, I'll play that swing low right there. That swing, this swing low would probably, this would be the real one I want to play. But I'm not gonna let price deviate that far from the wedge. 2.5%. That's throwing money away. So I'll put it right below that. Price breaks below here. That's indication 1. I need to get out of this long. Price breaks below here. It's indication 2. Damn, if only I could see something stronger to be here. I don't really want to take that long. But we're going to be DJing. We're just going to try and go for it. Let's see. Let me see what we got here. Nah, you know what? I don't want to mess up my stats. I already blew one today. Blew one today. I want that ETH trade to go out. I do want to take another trade with you guys. So, man, I would like to take one more trade. 5-minute time frame. I'll go back to the 1 minute, see what that looks like. That looks, I mean, that looks, I don't know if I can sell that to myself. Trying to sell it to myself. I just don't know. Take a look at these technicals. Okay, here's our wedge coming in. We're going to have another layer of upward resistance right off of that. Do we have any bearish divergence, hidden divergence right here on the 1 minute time frame? Oh, it looks like we do. It looks like we possibly do. Maybe we should make this a short. Looks like that is slightly, possibly some bearish divergence. Oh, right here too. But the most active is not. So on the downside, we're looking good. Guys, I need to get some cheat sheets for y'all, don't I? That way you can see what I'm seeing. You have some divergence stuff up here and some candlestick patterns up here. But not to worry. I'm going to cover a whole bunch of technical analysis things this year. We're really going to break into it in Q3. I've been studying a lot with PineScript and working on some private indicators for you guys. And also learning DaVinci, which is the editing software, free editing software, open source. So we got a lot of stuff coming for you guys. We're going to talk about how to trade all types of different market structures, and I'm going to have some real instances in there. But yeah, right now, man, I don't know. This is tough. ICP's got a lot of volatility. That trade looks like it, it could make sense. Putting one wedge inside the other, that's obviously. But the best entry for this, like I said, if we're playing that wedge structure here, see, this is the one I'd want to play. And the best entry would be somewhere around here. Now, with this forced entry that I'm taking right now, it's almost like, okay, well, I missed the best entry. So if price breaks over this, Now I'm speculating that it's going to do some little retest here and come back up to that. I said I was going to get to the comments, so let me check on those real quick. Cool, so not too many new comments. Got Soul and Cardano suggested by Johnny. Hey, brother, those are good coins. You should have suggested those at the beginning. I would have loved to take a look at them. Soul probably would have got some money out of. Ronald says, hello, running a 20% loss, hoping for a reversal. I'm married. Nah, man, don't be married. Don't get married to him like that. You can counter your own trades to try and help yourself out of a jam, or you can just cut your losses, you know, if you need to. Look, there it is. There's that bearish playoff right there, too. Yeah, right there. Based off that. That's that hidden bearish. I should probably go short back to the bottom of that. That trade's not live yet. I didn't take it. I'm ready to pull the trigger, but I didn't take it. Which one are you married to, brother? What altcoin are you married to? Oh, is it the one, which one did you suggest? Did you suggest ICP? Damn. Damn, was that you suggested ICP? I can't go back and see. Yeah, it was you. Sorry, brother. You married to ICP? Oh, man. Hey, you know, it's not too bad of a show yet. You know, we have still yet have a ways to go. You know, if, yeah, don't try and... Like I told that other gentleman, don't try and put more water in the boat, make it sink faster, you know. Let's just calculate, maybe do some TA. Hope my TA will help you maybe invalidate or confirm some of your own ideas that you had. But do your own TA, see if there's a formidable time where you think price could go back up, that percentage. And if you think it's likely, then hang on to it. If not, try and find an exit strategy, please, good sir. And then, hey, Niaz, bro, he says, hey, what's up, Niaz? Shout out, Niaz. He's a member. Look at his beautiful tag there. Man, thing's clean. Sorry for late joining. It's all good, Niaz. Glad to have you here, brother. Welcome to the stream. Better late than never, right? And then, so we got, let's see. Boyd Miller says, feel like not enough price movement. Yeah, it's really pretty stale markets, man. I like having a constant or consistent stream scheduled for you guys. Fridays, you know, it's 1 p.m. my time whenever I start. And I think it's 18 UTC whenever I start. So I want to keep that consistent. But I am thinking about coming out into, you know, just other random times whenever I'm trading, just throwing up a live stream without notice. Because I do see myself in predicaments throughout the week where I'm like, man, you know, I wish I could be taking this trade with you guys. But sometimes they just come out of nowhere. And then whenever I need to go stream... You know, some people will say that they can make something out of nothing, and a really good trader, you know, drops onto the 1 minute time frame. He can speculate on a lot of things, but it's not very common for us to try and be like, okay, well, or it's not plausible to think that the market's gonna be like, oh, okay, Daily Crypto's going live, let's give him some money shots. Because just because you know how to trade and just because you can trade crypto on the 1 minute time frame doesn't mean you're going to be able to take an opportunity every single moment of the day. But, you know, sometimes you will find those days where you can squeeze in 5 or 6 trades at a time. And then some days, you know, I usually try to take at least 1 trade per day. But if I don't take a trade in a day, I feel pretty bad about it. But sometimes really the market won't give you the most opportune entries. Oh, this is not the lid. I'm trying to put my coin on as the lid. Put my coin back over yonder. Alright, so I'm going to be paying close attention to this here break. I'm going to put a pin in this because I might want to play this here. I have not pulled the trigger on this yet, but I might want to play this. I'll keep an eye on it. I'll move it up to my other tab. So, and we're still in on ETH. And that one's not going to be concluded today. Like I said, I'm gonna let this one play out fully. If it hits the stop loss, it's going to be below that wick. 3 commas tools. If it gets to take profit 1, should move the stop loss to entry, so I'll be fine with that because I'll take a little bit from TP1 and then moving the stop loss to entry will cover the fees. So that'd be just lost time on it. But I'm just going to go ahead and let 3 commas do its thing on that one. And we'll do one more coin toss for one more altcoin. And if I can't find whatever the coin toss gives, we'll look at it. If I can't find a trade in that, then I will look to see. It's going to be one of those, either ICP because we've already looked at it, or the one that the coin toss lands on. So let me grab my coin again. And now we have, so it looks like AVAX was not the winner. So Johnny suggested Sol and Ada, but I had RSR from the very beginning of the stream. I don't know what that is. But someone said RSR, right? Or was I tripping? Was that from somewhere else? Oh, yeah, there it is. Classic Whale said, what do you think about RSR? Classic Whale, I don't even know if you're here anymore. But, putting RSR on the coin. RSR is going to be heads, and AVAX is going to be tails. AVAX has lost 2 times in a row. It's looking like it's just not up to fate today. So we're going to go ahead and see. Again, that way you can see it's on camera. We got RSR heads. I don't even think I've ever even looked at that. And AVAX is tails. Alright, so let's go. It's heads! No AVAX! Damn it! Honestly, I was really hoping it would be AVAX because I don't know what RSR is. Probably, I should have looked to see if it was on Bybit. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to take a trade on that or not. Let me put my ETH. I got ETH up there too. So let me put ETH up there so I can check on that one as well. BTC I'm not in anymore. It looks like a good idea because that would have got me stopped out. Alright, so now we are going to, not ICP, RSR. What is this? Oh, it looks like it's on Bybit. Nice. Let me get out of the 1 minute. Not that much volatility. It looks like it's mooning though. Look at that mooning. Sheesh. Maybe I should have looked at it a little bit sooner. Alright, we'll see. We'll see. What's the data look like? Like, hopefully not a bunch of non-existent details. Yeah, of course. Alright, so another brand new coin, it would seem. Not much history on Bybit, at least. Let me take a look if it's on Binance. Let me see how much history is on Binance. Okay. Yeah, I thought that. Yeah, I thought I was missing some information there. I could still connect those 2 points and it'd be about the same. Let me see if that works out right. Yeah, the math is there. Not really, but it's kind of there, so we'll see. Yeah, that's actually missing a lot of information because that could turn into a really nice breakout soon. Really glad I backtracked that. But I'm not going to be trading on this one, so let me just go back into Bybit. I'll use that wick. I can see it, so I'll use it. I'm looking at ICP, seeing how it's going to treat that wedge. Not going to neglect ICP. Come back over here. Okay, so looks like we got a little breaky break right here, a little outbreak attempt, a little try and shoot a little over the moon right there, a little moon shoot. Trying to go on a little trip. Trying to go on a little trip here. So why is that getting 5G? Okay. Pretty clear resistance, support resistance flip right there. Price budgeted up against that. It was a support zone and then shot below, and then that wick touched it pretty clean. So, well, I've adjusted the line to be at that wick touch based upon this support zone. So this could be the little zonio right here. But then ultimately, you know, there's that resistance point. So I'm just going to classify it by that resistance point. I think I was talking a little bit too low for the microphone there. All right. Well, the downtrending range has been caught about right here. So it looks like we have some ugly market structure, but it looks like it's breaking out over that. So here we'll want to say, you know, this is actually not a bad place for a long on the daily. Let me see what this spread is like before I say another word. Yeah, never mind. That's a disgusting spread. The swing low is close. Market price is not, you know, too far from that bottom, but that's 50%. It could obviously go a lot more. Oh shit, so price would not explore into that vast region of this. It's already almost at zero. I didn't even realize how cheap this was. Yeah, so price couldn't even really explore into this. I've never seen an asset go negative. I mean, Luna was a fluke. Probably won't, you know. I mean, it's going to happen again, but probably not going to see a lot of coins go into negative zero. Oh, here's a floor. Pretty close to the floor. Could still hit that 97%. We saw Luna do minus 97% 3 days in a row. So let's take a look at what we got here on the 4H. Oh, no, not the 45 minutes. 4H. We'll go ahead and check that out there. So, yep, there's our nice little, cute little floor. Price played that. So let's try and find the consolidation range here. Looks like there was a wedge along the top side. Man, I could have sworn we just seen something like this. Weren't we just looking at something that had exactly that structure? Okay, so there we have that right there. So we have that outbreak attempt. Then it comes for that retest there, so that's not too shabby. There's a little line here, so that's going to be our little consolidation range. I'll set it up right there. That'll be the top of it. Price comes pretty often. Then clone it. Oh, I'm sorry. That'll be the low of it. My apologies there. And then I'll have another external line down here because we do have a swing low. Just make that blue. Usually I like to use swing lows in blue. And I have a swing high, which I'll do the same thing there. Make it blue. Well, it looks like price has come over that swing high quite a few times now, hasn't it? So it's a little invalid, but we could be using it as support or resistance in the future pretty soon. Come on, man, give me that. Alright, so it's been invalidated, but we could be using it as resistance soon. And then we have this nice little resistance zone here. I'll go ahead and make this a cute zone. So that is the resistance zone we're looking at now. And for our dynamic trend line, what do we have here? I'm gonna need to see that in solid, please. And fix it up against these points, or at least that one. Maybe you can't go back that way. No, wouldn't play there. Okay. Well, I would like to get right up on those wicks, but it looks like that's a bit of a different trend line. So it's coming out far in there. And now we have our little matrix, our clusterfuck of where price action is going to occur. Yep, missed a dynamic resistance point up here. Pretty clean, pretty clean. Alright, and we have that playing in. So that's short city. Short city. Now the validity of that is I'm not very sure about this one right here. That's probably easily going to get broken through. See how this looks. I'll try and take it from back here. I'll leave it. Alright, so if I hadn't seen that, if I hadn't seen this right here, you know, I'd be using this. I would be using that. So I feel okay using this right here. As pretty valid. Let me just go ahead and make that a little bit beefier. Gosh darn it. Sorry guys. I'll leave it how it is. So I would use that if I hadn't seen any of this in the front, and I would use it as rejection. So it looks like that's what happened here. There was a little bit of spillover, but ultimately profit taking and short entries. So we can see that this is in the larger picture the type of a bearish pennant, right? So we do have all of that smaller market structure occurring there. Remember that downtrend and yada yada yada, support, resistance, this and that. But here we can see this is a bearish pennant. Get my paintbrush for you. Where's the damn paintbrush now? So we come whoop, 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 right? Pennant, bear pennant, bear flag. I'm sorry, the bear pennant is like this. Pennant makes a triangle. Flag can be like this. You can also call a flag a triangle. So this could be a flag. This is not a pennant. A pennant has to be triangular, but a flag can be triangular or boxy. So that's a flag, not a pennant. That's a bearish flag. So with that in mind about the larger market structure being a bearish flag, we're going to be very cautious about long, oops, still on the damn paintbrush. We're going to be very cautious about long entries. And we're going to be like, okay, you know what? I see the larger market structure as a bearish flag. It's more than likely not. I don't know at what point it's going to reach this here, but probably along here. This is not the scenario where you want to be taking longs. Remember, we identified an uptrend channel, and we say, oh, we want to long the bottom and short the top. Well, right here, this is the larger market structure of a bearish pennant. I'm sorry, bearish flag. So we need to be careful about that there, and try to set up our entries, prepare for it to fall out. I'll take you to one that we have just seen in Bitcoin really quickly. I think I have it on this chart. Yeah, so here's our great bear flag. We can see, if I just turn everything else off real quick. Boom, right? We can see right here. Here we go. Boom, boom, right? So same thing we were just looking at. Downside break. So that's what that looks like for reference. Was I on RSR? Yeah, I think that's where I was at. Okay, so that damn paintbrush always gets the best of me. Okay, so that's what we were looking at right there. It's not a perfect bear flag. The other one was a little bit better. I mean, honestly, I can clean that up and touch that point, still make it look a little bit better. But that's what we're playing. I would have loved to have gotten a short at the top of that, and I would have loved to get a long here at the bottom. But right now, we are just floating in a bunch of different market structures. So in the 4H, I could try and play this resistance if it breaks over here. I could try and play it coming back to this point and somewhere into this zone here. But I do have quite a bit of resistance to the upside. Probably more than likely I could short from here and try and take that down. Maybe if I get in on the short right here, I could get the best entry. But I'm offsetting my risk a lot because I have so much room for that upside stop loss. So like right now, if I was, putting a stop loss in right here is almost asking for trouble. We do have prices failing to break above that, but that's just as early as June. Here we can see, just not too long ago on the 30th of May, we were up above that point. So a stop loss above there would make more sense, but that's 22% away from current market price. So the stop loss above that point would only make sense if we're getting our entry right here somewhere. Somewhere maybe we can even try to enter in this region. Say the price won't touch the top of that, but I mean, just look at that. It's pretty gross. So like I said, this is too risky to take, and even here that looks like it might make sense, but I mean, price has recently explored that era. So even in this candlestick, if price breaks out here, I mean, you're kind of just asking to get stopped out. So that's kind of why, I mean, even if you're setting up proper values, and you see that's not a really bad risk to reward ratio based upon this market structure, but placement is very, very key. You don't want to just go placing shit all willy-nilly, because then, like I said, you're going to run into unnecessary... Your stop loss shouldn't be like a take profit. Your take profit, when you're setting up your take profit, you should be like, I'm confident price is going to hit this. Your stop loss should be very hard to hit. You don't want to set... And I know I've done that today in the stream because I'm trying to entertain you guys. But your stop loss should be very hard to hit. It should be, outside of some of these ranges. If you've identified resistance, then you want your stop loss to be hard to hit. So for our stop loss in this point to be the hardest to hit would have to be up here. But then, we could see that that's not a rational, really good trade to take. If we wanted to bet on the extremes, we could make it make sense. But that's just 50-50. That's just betting at the middle of the channel. It could go up or down. And that doesn't make sense. This is harder to get stopped out of, but isn't as logical. And this is, this is easy to get stopped out of and might make sense to you, but you're like, even if you're betting on this, that's a reasonable bet. But you got some resistance right here, and you got those wicks right here, so it's pretty likely price could be in that region not too long from now. So I'll jump into the... I'm not going to skip the 1H. We'll see. That looks like a nice 3-bar play. I like gambling on the 3-bar play. I'm not really going to explain to you how it works because it's very, very complicated to explain. And I don't really want to waste that much time trying to explain it. But if I was going to take... I could probably gamble on this, actually. A long position right here, and then the stop loss would be right below that wick. So that's usually how I'll play the 3-bar. And that's only 0.72%. So we'll see if we can get a money shot on this. I don't know why it's snapping to that value. Yeah, I don't know why it's snapping to that value. 6%. I'll be good with 2%. Shoot, I already missed a moon shoot right there. I don't know why it's snapping so hard. Maybe because there's really just not that liquid. Ah, damn. Well, there goes my risk to reward. Now it's all fucked up, see? Damn it. She's just shooting right through that, though. I suppose I'll wait for... If I were going to take the 3 bar, I'll wait to see how those 54 minutes turn out. But that would be... The stop loss would need to be below this wick right here. This wick could go and create a lower wick. So we'll leave that on as a plausible opportunity. Let me jump into 1 minute and see what the hell's happening there. It looks like she's just moving up into infinity now. There's that break in market structure, so it's probably going to take it to that resistance point there. But damn, there's like no liquidity here. Why are we picking things with no liquidity, guys? There's so much out there that has a lot of liquidity. Why are we picking these? Why do you guys want me to lose my money? You guys just want me to lose my money. I think I can see why I was snapping too, is because there's not really much going on between here. That's 5 ticks. It wouldn't let me pull in between that tick. Got my thinking cap on, fellas. There's where that value comes from. Damn, I drew it all the way down there. Give me 1 sec, guys. I gotta make some nasty noise. Sorry if you heard that. Let me touch that a little bit better. Okay, so there we go. So now, why am I being fooled like that on the 1 minute? It looks like on the 1 minute it hasn't came to that line, does it? Yeah. Why the hell is it doing this to me? I'm gonna blame it on the liquidity. Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and stay away from this on the 1 minute time frame. Hot dog it. That means I'm gonna have to trade ICP or something. Okay, well. Yeah, I don't really want to trade this. I mean, I think the liquidity is better on ICP anyway. Just check to make sure I'm not dumb. Damn it, why are these coins so low in volume? Bananas, man. It's bananas. Alright, well. I'll try and when this I'm not even gonna do any TA on this. I'm just gonna have it ready to go and jump in on a short real quick and close out for a market price. 50x? Why is there 50x on that? No. Alright then. Alright, so ETH coming up to TP1. When this falls out of this tall little dealio it's got going on right here, we'll try and short it. Let's see. This looks really stupid. Oh man, it's probably just going right there. Is that divergence? I'll take it. Short. Aggressive. Be aggressive. Be aggressive. Be aggressive. No! Invalid size. What do you mean invalid position size? Position is invalid. Come on. Come on! What? Why? Why can I not take that position? Come on, dude. You shorted? You cheated me, dude. Alright. I'm getting invalid form data. And that's the second time I've got it. I set the trade up twice. I got invalid form data, so I don't know what that's all about. I'm not gonna give myself a heart attack on this. Damn it, I really did want to short that, but I guess I'll take a look at ICP. I don't know, it's on my exchange, but I'm getting failed to create trade, position is invalid. I'm not gonna troubleshoot. 3 commas is pretty quick, but I'm not gonna troubleshoot with 3 commas on the live stream. So, back to look at dumbass ICP. Alright, so it's gonna be between. I've already got one on ETH. I've already got one. Well, I guess I could look at BTC again, but I've already got one on ETH. So if I'm gonna trade on BTC now, I'd have to agree with my ETH position because I'm already long on ETH. So let me screw RSR. Sorry, RSR. I would have liked to have shorted you. Let me just put my. Come back and check on that in a little bit and see what happened. Save that there. Make sure it gets saved. All right. Oh, my Google Drive again. All right. So I'll bring ICP up onto the screen here, and I got BTC up over yonder. So I'm looking at both of these here. Looks like BTC is gaining momentum for an upwards burst, and it looks like ICP is going to follow suit. So ICP might bring more volatility to that. That would have been a fucking clean ass entry. Oh no. 2% expectancy from ICP. Not at this point. I've missed a really good entry for BTC, and 0.5% up to the closest resistance for BTC. So shit. Let me put these bad boys on here. Okay. Yeah, so the closest resistance for here too is based on that point. We'll see if it comes over, but it looks like it's been doing rejection. I think I feel a little bit more comfortable to trade on BTC at this point. I want to get a nice little profit for you guys today, but ICP scary. ICP scary. ICP scary. BTC's broken into this uptrend, it would seem. It's playing a resistance point right about now. We're playing the 100 EMA, and then there's a resistance point right here that we're also going to be looking to entertain. MACD is showing a valid uptrend, but it's a little overstretched. Now here, this ADX poking up is what's giving me a little bit of confidence to get in this position. Normally we want to try and find something with a trend above 25. 20 to 25, so here's about 20, 25, so we need to see it come up into there. If there's a little bit of pullback, that's not too bad, but what we've seen here, that price didn't really enter the ADX range that we'd like to see it in. So taking that long position is going to, well, for one, we don't have, and that was the last trade that we took. I'm going to go ahead and remove that to, I don't know why I have all this junk unclassified here. Where are these trades taken? There it is. Sorry guys. Trying to move that to trades taken. Okay, go into trades taken. Alright. Now I'm just moving that damn folder around. Okay. There we go. Man, that's a nice 5-minute candle right there. Where'd ICP go? Oh man. I didn't mean to move ETH, I meant to move BTC and ICP. Okay, yeah, these are what we're looking at here now. Man, ICP's, you know, it's not really, the market structure is kind of there. I mean, it's definitely there. 8.09. It's the same low. Two touches on that, 2 touches on that, a break. All right, that's there it is. My fucking on ICP. Okay. Okie dokie, okie dokie. Let me see what you guys got for me in the comments here. I don't really want to short ICP if I'm still on that ETH long. That is on the 1H though. You see that 1H real quick? Really quick, really quick. Yeah. That's definitely different market structure. Okay, yeah, maybe I can do that. Play another short candle. Play it back down to there. $8. Go back to the 1 minute. Play that to $8. Okay, so let's try it. Percentage is that? Oh yeah. Okay. Let me see if this makes any sense. Yeah. Okay. If it throws out that new low right there, we're gonna be in pretty safe waters. But if it does not throw out that new low, then this bitch is probably just gonna pump straight into this area. And if it knocks out that low, it's going to be too late for me to enter, because then I'm going to offset my risk to reward ratio. So we'll see how it treats that. Let's see. I've got another bottle of water here. Good thing I got two. Alright, alright, alright. Let's see what we got. Pending position open. You bastard. You bastard. Sure in the fuck would give me an entry at 810. Why would it give me an entry at 810? Pending at 812, filled at 810. Who the fuck filled my shit at 810? Alright, well, there's nothing we can do about it now. See how it treats that little floor right there. Too far away. So what we got here now? What we got here now? Here we got here now. Where did we leave off at? Yeah, Ron said it helped. Thanks. Crypto Bliss says, how are you able to find opportunities in 1 minute and 5 minute time frame? Just sitting there and staring at it all damn day long. You can find it's the exact same opportunities that you find in the 1H, 4H, 1 day. All the market structure is the same. Candlesticks are all the same, just on a smaller scale. You see the same wedges. You see the same channels. Consolidation ranges, it's all the same. It just happens on a smaller time frame. Now you have to be careful about trading on smaller time frames, because it's very easy to get confused between these targets right here like I have, and be too focused on the smaller time frame and not really observing what's going on in the larger picture, and then a real sudden move will just get you stopped out, get your ass ate on a position really quick. So did I? Okay, no, that was right. Whew. Thought I messed up a little bit there. But no, so yeah, man, it's the same thing. You just gotta be a little bit more. You gotta think quickly and make sure you know what's going on in the larger picture, right? Because just because we see this market structure here, it's like, oh, a wedge. Do you want to bet up or down? Well, we have to realize that the larger market structure, it is what it is on pretty much at the end of a downturn. So there could be some likely, this could bounce up to that rejection point, to that rejection point. There could be a lot of upside move here. You don't want to just be like, oh, well, it's a downtrend. Because it's a downtrend, I want to just go short. I mean, usually that's kind of how it works. But you want to make sure that you're not about to go short based off a rebound. Like, oh, you see it slam down right here. Like, oh, I want to go short. Well, I mean, maybe the downtrend's going to continue over here like it did. It broke that eventually. But you have to be careful about where you're timing your shorts. Because when any one of these, if you're trying to short, downtrend surf this, short it, it could turn up into that. So you just have to be careful. Use tight stop losses, and if you run into a lot of stop losses, it's this son of a bitch too. Look at that. So it's gonna pump. But if you run into a couple of stop losses before you find your winning trade, that's okay. It's not a big deal if you run into a bunch of stop losses, as long as they're not huge and as long as you're taking worthwhile trades, because you're gonna be learning from them. You should be learning from them. So just make sure that you can sustain that type of loss before you go out and try to trade it, and all should be good. Crypto Bliss. And then Ronald says, thanks for your time, Deadly, and the DCA formula in Discord. Yes, sir. Got to go catch you on the other stream. Grateful for all the help. You too, G-Man, if you still here. G-Man's just still there chilling in the background. He says, thanks, it's a pleasure. Yeah, man, G-Man's swell dude, brother, swell dude. ETP hit. Oh, yeah, look at that. ETP did fill. Nice. So, let's go ahead and take a look at that real quick. ETP did fill. So, it looks like it's right back to TP1 now anyway. And 3 commas has since put our... Without me even doing anything, 3 commas has since put our take profit back into, and here's where I got cheated out of. Fucking SLP put me in at 810 instead of 812. Pulled the trigger at 812 and I got filled at 810. But anyway, see how now the SL has automatically adjusted to the buy price. So at this point, like, we're already in profits. There's no reason to have that stop loss, you know, this initial stop loss hanging on here. If it goes back and we do get stopped out, hey, that just means that, you know, we avoided some loss. It could do a little bounce around and come up eventually, but if we get stopped out here, that just means we could calculate for a better entry. So if you want to continue chasing that trade after you get stopped out, after it's been adjusted to entry, you know, that's all up to you. And right now the stop loss is actually going to follow at a distance of, what was this? It's like 1.2%. So now it's going to maintain that distance of about 1 point. I think right here, see, it's actually half a percent. So I don't know now, since it moved to break even, if it's going to maintain that 0.5% distance or not. But pretty much it's just going to try and capture it up all the way. So thanks, G-Man, for pointing that out and giving me the opportunity to explain 3 commas. Guys, if you don't have 3 commas, you can sign up using the link below. It's really helpful. I promise you, I'd never show you some shit you never need. But I use 3 commas with every trade. I manage multiple exchanges from it. It's super duper awesome tool. Wonderful tool. Wonderful fucking tool. So let me move that back up here now. And we are looking at, what were we looking at? Oh, I was just going through the comments. Yeah. Caesar says ETH in profit. Oh, Boytamelon says ETH. I guess you guys took the ETH trade then. Well, yeah. Good job on you guys for taking the ETH trade. You know, I don't know how it's going to work out. That's why I love to play Divergence, though. Divergence is very fun to play. And remember, with where we were caught right here in that market structure, that was an opportune entry right there, because we weren't too far away from Divergence. Like, we weren't way up here. You know, we don't have to play all that downside. This is not a terrible stop loss. So that's why we took that trade. And, you know, you just have to have eyeballs. You have to have a watch list, because, you know, if G-Man didn't say, hey, let's take a look at ETH, we wouldn't even have taken that trade, right? But because I have the tools available to see, I'm like, oh, I've looked at ETH before. We jump in, we see that divergence. I'm available to speculate and to take this trade. Didn't know it was going to be a winning trade. You know, you never know what trade is going to win and what trade is going to lose. That's why you don't just want to go all balls in, you know, on every single position you're taking, because you're not going to win every single one, and you can't predict which one you're going to win or lose. But that was really, really good market structure for us to at least take that wager and opportunity, even though it's a counter trend trade. So shout out G-Man for telling us to take ETH. And I knew it too. He said he was already in. That's why he wanted to hear my thoughts on it. But yeah, it looks like everyone's celebrating that ETH. Got a lot of ETH popping in the comments. So I'm trying to manage this ICP position now. It's not going in my favor. So we are at, what price? 8.12. I swear I pulled the trigger, but got in at 8.10. So whatever. Getting cheated out by the exchange on this one, but we'll see. Breaking into a little bit of, I hope this downtrend keeps spilling out now. I don't want it to try and pop up over that. Well, we'll see. And then after this ICP, I'm going to stay in that ETH trade, like I said, until it's going to go now. 3 commas already has that stop loss in, so if it gets stopped out, it's going to be at least back at entry. We'll walk away with just that 10% we took out already. So, and then moving forward, I'm going to leave that trade open. So I'll make some commentary. If you're in my Discord server, I'll leave the commentary in there. I think I have the link for my Discord server in the description for the video. I don't know if it's above or below or left or right or right or left or right or left. I don't know if this is right to you. This is my left, but this might be your right. But anyway, my Discord link is in there, and I'll let you know how it goes, if I got stopped out back at entry or if it's moving up. We'll see how it goes. And yeah, that's where we are, guys. So any questions about today's stream, anything we got knocked out today, anything you guys want to see in the future? I don't have anything planned out right now. I have a couple ideas. We got that idea for the pump stream. Yeah, so I'm going to be chasing some pumps and trying to short some pumps. I'll plan that out for this month. Do you guys have any suggestions about what you want to see? Do you want to see me do a webinar or a how-to, a how-to presentation? If so, what the hell do you want to see, you guys? Because, I mean, shit, y'all are the ones that are here. So what do y'all want to see? I'll try and put it on for y'all. Let me know in the comments below. If we have a general consensus, or if there's like, majority, a couple people want to see the same thing. If not, I'll try and plan on a couple different streams for what you guys want to see. So let me know, guys. I do have some other indicators I want to work with, some other strategies I want to test. Like I said, I have plenty of ideas. But let me hear what you guys want to see. Put it right down in the comments, and I will try to get it accomplished. And make sure you join the Discord server too, if you want to leave your recommendations in there, because pretty sure once this video is over, I'm not going to come back to the live stream to try and review all that. I will to take the notes that I need to if you guys drop some stuff down. But if you want to be more prominent in contacting or having me see what you got to say for recommendations, and you could drop it in the Discord server too. That's for sure. That's a 100. But yeah, no, drop it in the comments if you guys are still here. It looks like I got, someone just left. 7 concurrent viewers, and guys, we're still waiting for this ICP trade. So if you're jumping ship, that's all good or whatever, but I'm gonna be taking these profits without you. I hopped in, so we'll see how it goes. I'm a little nervous, honestly, a little bit nervous. I was already at a $20 loss. Now it's down to $3.61, and it's right above. It's literally 1 penny above my entry. 1 penny above my entry. Johnny says, got in a long on BTC, saw some divergence on the 1H. Let me see how BTC's doing. Oh, BTC's right over here. Hey, there she goes. Wow, look at that. She pumped right up, didn't she? Son of a gun, she did it again. Wow. Wow. Would you see that divergence you say on the 1H? Let me take a look at that. Oh, yeah, that looks, I mean, here it's obvious. Here it's not as obvious, but you're right. There's some divergence there. It's just not really as strong, I would say. It's definitely there. It's present. Cannot argue that it's not present. Look like the RSI is sloping up over that too. So there you go, man. I hope that long works out for you. Fuck yeah. I'm not in a BTC long anymore. I'm in that ETH long, so hopefully if BTC pumps up, then ETH will follow suit. You know how it goes. You know how the cookie crumbles, so yeah. Looks solid, man. Good shot. Good shit! Should have got in on that too. Damn it! I should have took that on the 1 minute pump. Oh, man. Let's see if ICP's not pumping now. God damn, don't pump ICP, please, for the love of God. Bitcoin can pump, but ICP doesn't need to pump. ICP don't need to pump. Yeah. Looks like you're in good for that. It looks like you're in for a nice ride on that Bitcoin trade, bro. Yeah, congratulations, my man. Boom. Give me some nucks. Bro. You probably missed that one, but here's another one coming. Ready? Boom. My man. That's what I'm talking about. All right. And let me see what we got here. Hey, Caesar, what's up, bro? What do you want to see? You don't want to see anything? Got any questions about anything, bro? Anything you want me to direct out, man? Anything you want me to work through, Let's go, brother. Let's talk about it. Drop it on down. Let's see what we got. I'm all out of water and looks like it's coming up on perfect timing. I'm so ready to get out of this ICP trade. I'm back down $10 again. Gosh darn it. She's probably going to pump with BTC. I'm going to put BTC over here so I can see both of them at the same time. Oh no. Okay, BTC dumping. BTC not getting over that resistance. This is what it's like to live on the 1 minute time frame. I made a TikTok about it, what it's like living on the 1 minute time frame. But I don't think anyone has TikTok. They got like 3 followers. Oh, it's so crazy. Oh man. TikTok's something else. I got in TikTok the other day. My girlfriend's telling me I need to be more on TikTok, and a lot of people out there that I could influence and promote to anyway. It's like, sure, I'll get on TikTok. Dude, that thing is such a drug. That thing's worse than crack. Bro, yeah, but you get on TikTok and you just accidentally end up in the For You page, and you're trying to post a video or whatever, and then something very convincing takes your attention, and then you're like, oh, and before you know it, you've been swiping for 3 hours. TikTok is a drug. You need to stay away from that. All right, ICP, let's see it. Let's see you break that floor. So I can grab a snack. I could grab a snack right now, but I'm not gonna eat in front of y'all. Oh, there we go, dumb baby. Let's go. Send it home. Send it back. Now I'm at break even. Oh, there we go. Oh, there we go. She's dumping. All right, let's go. Come on. Don't be scared to take profits on that. Let's see it come down a little bit further. Fuck it. Let's go. I'm ready to go. Don't want to be involved in that no more. Oh, fuck. Oh, she's probably gonna dump into that region there. Let's see. Alright, cool. So, plus $10. Yes. Came up from that loss from that first trade there. And remember, these are not from today's stream, so I'm trying to keep them off. The dealio where we're observing today's trade. So this is from today, and this is current right now, and this was that quick pop right there, that quick short on ICP. So I really didn't even, I was just ready to get it out of there. I watched this go from like -$3 to -$10. And we're not trading with a bunch of money today, guys, because, you know, we're live streaming. I'm trying to build this account up, honestly, so I could take bigger positions, and we'll be walking out here with a couple hundred bands per live stream. But I don't want to risk my personal account for this because I'm not going to blow that kind of money. Not going to blow that kind of money. But here, guys, so at least, you know, we're up $6 between these two. So now I need to manage this one, and we got that stop loss just above entry, so that's kind of how you want to manage your trades. Now, I'll be honest with you, I was chasing this loss because I hate coming onto the stream and just showing you out a loss, bro. That's not cool. That's not fun. It does not make me feel like I'm putting on a good show whenever I end up with a loss for the day. I know you guys say you enjoy it, you learn something, but you know there are a lot of people, honestly, who will be passing through and be like, oh, look at this fucking retard. So in this game, I don't necessarily care what people think in actuality, but in this game of being a YouTube influencer, I definitely want to put on a good show and walk away with profits. No matter if it's $10 profits or $4 profits, they're scalable. So the amount of money that you put in any of these situations, the thought processes are the same, the rationalities are the same. Everything about what I'm doing today, I'm not trading with paper account, and I'm not trading with a dig load of money either, but I'm not trading with a paper account to involve the emotions as well. And especially it's another level taking on emotions whenever you have to do this in front of a crowd or in front of an audience. But hey, you know what, that's the life I chose, right? So these, this is replicable with any amount of money. If you had $10, you could throw up your leverage on there. I used this with $178. Leverage came out to $2,600. So this is replicable with any amount of money. If you have 100 grand, the techniques are the same. You just want to make sure you know how to manage a small amount of money before you go managing a large amount of money. And just for shits and giggles, let's see where ICP's at now. And perfect, I made the right decision. I mean, it could go a little bit lower, but fuck, I spent enough time in that, right? I took it at 317, and it's 333, so that's just a little over 15 minutes. I knew the sand had run out. So, yeah, that was a good one. I'm going to leave the ETH trade open. I'm not going to close it out. Like I said, we've already got the stop loss. It's going to be kicking us out above or for profit. So let me go ahead and save that. It's already saved. Nice. So we got this. I'll bring my other window in here. This is the only trade that we're going to be leaving the stream on. And again, that stop loss, that was my initial stop loss below the swing low, which was a safe point to put it. And now we're just going to let 3 commas do its job. So that's it, guys. Any final questions for me? Suggestions, feedback, anything like that? I'll stay here for another minute or so, and then I gotta get my ass a snack. My armpits are sweating. That's why I wear it. Well, Fridays are arms day at the gym, so I go to the gym 5 days a week, guys. You gotta stay healthy. I want to stay lean and mean, so I go to the gym 5 days a week. Friday's arms day. That's usually why I wear the muscle shirt every stream. And then also, too, whenever I'm sweating, especially whenever I'm trading, especially in front of you guys, I sweat, dude. I sweat for sure. So I don't want those pit stains in my stream or in my shirt in the stream. So, yeah, man. Yeah. Let me see what y'all guys got for me. So, G-Man says, what coin should we buy now? I know you hate the question, so I ask it. I knew it was sarcasm. Oh, man. Everyone always asks that question, brother. Do your own research, G-Man, before you go out and buying some damn coins. Now, Boy Tamila says, true. Niaz says, great time. Thanks. Hey, Niaz, I'm sorry you got here late, brother. One of my members, Niaz. Thanks for coming, though. And, of course, if you want to backtrack and watch, what you missed out on, I know you wanted to watch the live part, too. So, thanks for staying in for the live. And if you want to backtrack, man, we got a couple good stuff, or a little bit of good stuff in there. But we'll leave that up to you, Niaz. I know you value my content, and I value your time. So, we'll leave that up to you, sir. And Johnny says, I like watching your channel for live trading, learning so much. So much more live. So more live trading for me, buddy. All right. Live trading is really fun. I love to get up here and do it with you guys. Man, the only thing that I hate about forcing live trades is that when I have to come onto the stream at a certain time, like the scheduled streams, I'm still going to be doing live trading in the scheduled streams, but you know how today was scheduled, and there were a couple good moments in the market. Honestly, there were a couple good moments for us to speculate on in the market today, but that doesn't happen all the time. Sometimes I just get forced into really shitty markets and then have to put on the shows. Like, you know, Jimmy Kimmel, he's got a really badass show. I love that dude's show. He just gets to go on and talk about stuff, and they just come up with that every single day. I need to open up some live streams some more, guys, so forgive me if in the future I open up a live stream without scheduling it. It's because I'm trading and I want you guys to join me in the trade. Or maybe not join me in the position, but I want to talk about what I'm seeing live. That way I can be like, hey, you know what? I'm thinking this for this reason, and yada, yada, yada. And of course, I'm going to be making some more TA videos. I've got all the basics covered. All the trading, technical analysis basics covered on my channel. And in the technical analysis playlist, I'm going to be uploading some more lessons. Right now, I've got one scheduled up for this upcoming Monday about downtrend channel. And I'm just going to be trying to cover more. So we covered the very, very, very basics. Now I'm going to start exposing you how to actually see these in the wild, and then how to kind of make decisions, like what options are available while you're looking at them, and what kind of decisions you can make with the options that you have available. So that's something that I think is going to be interesting. Those are going to have to be recorded. As for live streams, if you see me open an unscheduled live stream, you know what I'm doing. I'm trading, so jump on in. And as for future scheduled live streams, I'll do one where we can short pumpers, because that sounds pretty logistical. I can turn out for a profit on that. And we'll get some other things worked out for y'all. Cryptocurrency is going to be at the end of the month. So my word play on cryptocurrency. It's cryptocurrency. So we're currently seeing, right? So it's a wordplay on cryptocurrency. And I already have the NFT, and I'm going to get the trademark soon, so don't try and steal it from me. But yeah, that's going to be at the end of the month. So at the end of each month, we're just going to recap what happened in the month, and then project something else that's going to happen. So I'll get that scheduled up for us soon. And if there's nothing else, guys, then I'll go ahead and finish up on the comments here, and we'll be dipping out. Yeah, it looks like we got one more. Caesar says, I'm just learning today. All right, Caesar. Well, thanks for coming out. I'm glad you got to learn something. Glad we finally walked away with a net profit, man. The last two streams I did live trades on, I think were both first two were net profits, second two were net losses. Now we're back in net profits. So let's see if we can do the next live trade in a profitable region, and I'll update you guys on this ETH trade in the Discord. So thanks for coming out, guys, and I will see y'all the next one. Have a safe weekend, everybody. Call your mamas and dads.